The Bondi Clinic attracts its share of colourful characters. Today, Mr. Pettibone and his devoted owner Henry are on their way in to see Dr. Chris. Henry and his West Highland White Terrier are inseparable. Henry on his Harley happy to play chauffeur, and Mr. Pettibone riding pillion backpack style.
You right? Come on.
Dogs riding around on motorbikes isn't new. You look in the country and plenty of Kelpies do it. But in the city, as a West Highland White Terrier, facing backwards in a backpack, that's never been done before.
Neil, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, where's Mr. Pettibone?
He's here waiting for you.
Back sack.
Usual happy self.
Hello, little fella. So happy there. All right.
I need to see Chris.
All right, I'll let
that
him know
ear of
that you're
his
here,
is
if you like.
back in trouble.
All right.
Great.
All right, just take a seat and I'll let him know that you're here.
Want him on the scars?
Yeah, we'll pop him on.
Great, thanks. I don't have a car, and I was shopping for some pet food for him when he was a puppy, and I saw the harness and I thought, I wonder if I could put him in that and get him on the bike. And I checked out the laws, and then the first ride out I had a friend with me who's a keen animal lover, and he rode behind, and I said, I want you to be dead honest about how he responds to it all. And he rode behind and he said, it looks like he just dug up a bone, and which made me really happy. Want to hop on the scales? Hop up, up, sit, sit. Good boy. Ooh, put a bit of weight on it. 10-6, Neil.
Okay, thank you.
He appears a little bit nervous, which is funny because, you know, we come along here at a fair clip sometimes, and not within the speed limit, of course, but, you know, he gets around on the back of a large motorbike quite comfortably, but coming to the vet, he just is a little bit too, I don't know about this. BB, kiss. Give me a kiss. Mr. Pettibone, give me a kiss. Oh, you're kidding. Wait.
Mr. Pettibone suddenly isn't in the mood for kisses. He knows something is up.
How are you, Henry?
Chris.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you again.
That's the way.
Mr. Pettibone's back to see you.
He's on 4 legs instead of 2 wheels.
He's left them out in the front. You want to say hello to Chris? Yes.
Hey, buddy. Come on through.
Come in with him. Come on. Good boy.
Excuse me. Come on. We can't offer you motorised transport now. You're going to have to do it all by yourself. Yeah.
Mr. Pettibone.
You're going to have to come with us now.
Go on.
Even though this biker dog isn't wearing the leather jacket or the patches or doesn't have the tats, he's still showing every bit of attitude we'd expect. He does want to see the vet. Maybe one day we'll go riding together.
Come on.
It is a postie bike. Maybe that was the hesitation. Fair enough. Come on, let's go.
Good boy.
How's he been?
All right, apart from that ear.
Yeah.
I've just been on holidays, come back, and it was a problem again. So I thought I'd better bring him in and let you have a look at it.
Yeah, sure.
And there's also, just below your hand, is he seems to have developed a lump, which I'd like to know about.
Okay.
Just down there it is.
All right, let's look at this lump first.
I'm feeling worried sick to the stomach at this moment. I've lost a dog to cancer before, and frankly, having that dog put down was the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life. I'm terrified of what that lump could be.
Hello, my baby. Misty Blue. Hi, baby.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, Faith and little Hugo have brought in a tiny 5-week-old kitten.
She wasn't eating, so I've been syringe feeding her for about 2 weeks, but I've noticed her breathing has got really heavy. I don't know what's wrong with her. She might have pneumonia or something, but I do anything to save her.
Hello, I'm Lisa.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm Faith. This is Hugo.
Hello, who's here? Misty?
Misty Blue.
Okay, bring her through.
Higgy. I don't know, there's just something special about her, and I just think she was brought to me for a reason. Also, I just hope nothing too bad is wrong.
So what happened?
Well, I got her from the pound
2
weeks ago. I saved her from death row, and her mum was put to sleep because she had the cat flu. So we had 2 really good days of her eating, but then I just noticed her breathing last night, and I thought, well, it's getting worse, and then I thought I'd bring her in because it was quite shallow.
Well, let's pop her up on the table. As soon as Faith takes Misty Blue out of the blanket and puts her on the table, I can tell straight away that her breathing is not normal. She's got so much abdominal effort, her chest is moving so much more than it should be, and this little kitten has got something seriously wrong. So she's obviously not been able to run around as much as some of the other kittens.
I've never seen her run. She'll play with a stick.
But she's pretty quiet.
Yeah, she's quiet.
Okay, well, I imagine she's not going to be able to do much with her breathing like that. I'm just going to take a listen.
It's all right, little girl.
Okay, there's definitely something sounding abnormal there.
Oh, baby.
Let's look at this lump first, because they can come up, I guess, reasonably quickly, but they have this very distinctive feel to them.
Mr. Pettibone is one of Chris's regular patients at the Bondi Clinic. Devoted owner Henry has just pointed out a newly formed lump on his little mate's chest.
How old is he now?
About 8.5.
Yeah.
I'm terrified that it could be something horrible. I've lost a dog to cancer before, so despite everything, I'm feeling very, very nervous today. It's okay. It's okay.
Owners are always incredibly concerned when they see a lump on their dog or cat, and with good reason. Sometimes lumps can mean really bad news. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. See, a lot of dogs, once they reach a certain age, they're quite prone to developing little lumps called lipomas, which are fatty lumps.
Right.
They're quite soft because essentially they're just filled with fat.
Big question is, are they dangerous?
They shouldn't be.
Good. I love that dog more than life itself, and my head just went to the worst scenario.
Let me get a little sample out of that.
Yep.
And we'll see what we find.
Okay.
You can feel a lump all you like, but the only way of knowing for sure is by sticking a needle into that lump and drawing some cells out.
It's okay. It's okay. Good boy. Good boy. Good little fella. Yeah, it's all right. Extra smoked salmon this afternoon for you. Good boy.
Did you say smoked salmon?
I did say smoked salmon.
It doesn't really go with the image, does it? Come on.
Don't tell anyone.
All right, so that's a pretty decent sample there. You can see it's quite clear.
Okay.
So also when I put it across the slide there, it streaks across and then it gathers into droplets.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I see that now, yep.
Yeah. It's one of the simplest facts of science that oil and water don't mix. So if this is from a fatty lump and full of oil, then putting a few droplets of water on it and mixing them together should tell us if it is actually fat. See that?
Yep.
See, we've got an oil slick on top of
I
there.
can see that very clearly.
So that's a pretty rough test, and I'll still look under the microscope to make sure. But the thing is that oil and water don't mix.
So it's a reassuring indicator for him?
Yeah.
Lucky fella.
That should be a fatty lump.
Right. When Chris took the sample out of the lump and explained to me it was a fatty lump, as he so technically called it, my heart returned to a normal rhythm. I was so glad because I was so nervous that it could have been something horrible, but at this stage I'm feeling a lot more relief that it's just something fairly innocuous.
But Mr. Pettibone isn't out of the wars just yet.
Okay, so these ears.
Okay, his right ear has flared up again.
Yeah.
I was away for a bit and my daughter was looking after him.
Yeah.
And she did a fairly good job, but the infection seems to have gotten away a bit.
Yeah.
It really doesn't look like she's had any trauma. It's not like she's being run over or anything.
At SASH, Lisa is trying to find out why Misty Blue's breathing is so laboured.
I'm sick from worry.
Owner Faith rescued the tiny 5-week-old from the pound, and she's desperately worried because the fragile kitten is struggling.
All right, so it's pretty obvious that she's not breathing normally. When I listen to her chest, I'm actually hearing gut sounds. So that concerns me a little bit because the gut sounds should be in the abdomen. So she might actually have like a hole in her diaphragm and her organs have come out of her abdomen into her chest.
So how would that have happened to her this young?
At this young, it may have been something that she has had from birth.
It's all right, darling.
From my examination, a diaphragmatic hernia would be at the top of the list, but other possibilities would include fluid in her chest, some sort of a mass, an infection. Without taking some x-rays, I'm not going to be able to tell.
Is there a chance she can be saved?
Look, if it's a diaphragmatic hernia, or if she's got some sort of hernia into her chest space, the only way that we can really fix it is to do surgery.
But she's so little.
She's tiny.
The infection seems to have gotten away a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So he's finding that to be quite sore, and is he rubbing at it?
Scratching at it.
Yeah.
Shaking his head.
Yeah.
Recurringly.
Yeah. Okay.
At the Bondi Clinic, Chris is investigating Mr. Pettibone's persistent ear infection.
What I find interesting about this is that it's flared up when you've been away.
Right.
Now, obviously you have been around to look after him, but the one thing that helps ears out, the one thing that prevents infection in ears is ventilation, is airflow.
Right.
When you're away, what doesn't he have? Doesn't have the rides on your bike.
Doesn't have the bike.
What you probably find is that when he's on the back of that bike, it's the best natural ear cleaner and ear dryer you can possibly hope for. Because that wind rushes through his hair and dries out any moisture sitting in those ears. When you're away and it doesn't happen, this happens. The fact that Mr. Pettibone's ear on this side hangs a little bit lower, I'm sure is actually playing a part, because what it's doing is reducing how much ventilation, how much airflow this ear gets.
Maybe that's the whole thing. It's not the image, it's the ear.
It's his best medicine.
Look at that. Self-healing mutt. Who would have thought?
So we'll just put some drops in there now.
This is the part he doesn't like.
Along with the drops, Chris is also cleaning out the Westie's ear.
Just give that a little bit of I think that face says it all, doesn't it? These drops will work incredibly well to take out some of the inflammation, but also treat the infection. Okay, so that's looking a lot better there now.
That's looking great, very clean. Yeah. And all that, what's that scientific word he used, gunk?
I think it was gunk, yeah.
Yeah, all the gunk seems to have gone.
You can look it up if you like, it's in all the major vet textbooks.
Oh, fantastic.
Mr. Pettibone was apprehensive about coming in here in the first place, but he shouldn't have worried. What I've done is actually hook him up with more bike time. That's got to be good news.
You ready to roll?
It's time for him to hit the road. And he hits the road in style. See you later, Henry.
Oh, wow. That is not good.
At SASH, Lisa has just x-rayed tiny rescue kitten Misty Blue to find out why she is struggling to breathe.
She's got a massive hernia. So she's just got all these abdominal contents in her chest with this tiny little bit of lung, and no wonder why she can't breathe normally. That is shocking.
That's really bad.
We're gonna have to tell your mum. It doesn't look very good, sweetness. No. The only treatment for Misty Blue's condition is surgery, and it's pretty risky for such a tiny little kitten. I'm gonna go tell Faith the news, and I hope that she's ready for the commitment.
Hey, baby.
Okay. So, we managed to take the x-rays. She was a very good little girl for them. And they do confirm that she's got a diaphragmatic hernia. Now, what that basically is that there is a hole in her diaphragm, and her abdominal organs, so intestines and possibly even a bit of liver, have come through this hole from her abdomen and they're sitting in her chest.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's why she's breathing so hard, because she's trying to use all her energy to make that tiny little bit of lung work, because there's just no space for the rest of the lungs. And you know, it's not something that she's going to get better with if we do nothing. And in fact, her breathing is just going to get worse and worse. And if more organs go from her abdomen into her chest and take up even more space, then the amount of lungs she's got to breathe with is going to be even less. And you know, she may not survive that.
Oh, she's so beautiful. She's come this far, you know, from the pound. I just wanted to have a chance.
Well, she's lucky to have you, and you brought her here, and this is her best shot.
And she's purring. She's got a big operation tomorrow.
We're going to look after her, I promise. Breaking this news to Faith is so difficult. She's so connected and attached to Misty Blue. She loves her with all her heart. And now she knows that without this risky surgery, Misty Blue probably won't survive. And there's a chance she won't survive the surgery either. What a huge step Faith has to take.
I love you, Misty.
Okay, let's tuck her into bed. We'll look after her, I promise. Okay, we're gonna look after you, little one. Okay, we make a promise to your mum. We'll do our best to get you through this. Okay, lovely. You go in here.
Love you, Bubby.
Kind of feels like I'm clearing out the clinic.
Chris needs plenty of supplies because he's off to a remote location to visit one very special patient.
Hey Neil, yeah? You might want to order in a few more sedatives. We're now officially all out.
Well, I only just order them a few days. There should be plenty here.
Yeah, well, I'm treating something big.
Big?
Big.
Right, okay.
And I don't think I'm around in the books for the next few days.
Where are you going?
South Africa.
What, now?
Yep.
Oh.
I'll see you later.
All right then, bye.
Thanks, mate. Every now and then you get a call to go and help an animal that you just can't refuse, and this is definitely one of those.
Chris has travelled to the vast Shamwari Game Reserve on the southern coast of South Africa. He's been invited to be part of an important elephant conservation program.
Would not believe it, but we're going to make an elephant asleep.
It's all happening now.
Chris is joining doctors Johan Newbear and John O'Brien, and the bull elephant they're searching for today is young, fertile and dangerous.
We need to dart him basically with a dart gun. So we anaesthetise the animal and then we need to do some contraceptive work in it.
So it's still up here?
Yeah, but it's out in the open. You see, when we dart, you know, what we really got to consider is it can take 10-15 minutes for the animal to go down.
Sure.
It can also move a long way in that period of time. So we don't want to do it where it's right, even in the open, but with thicket all around, you know.
You can safely assume that this elephant isn't going to want to have its contraception or have a blood sample taken. And when you're talking about something that's the size of a small truck that can charge you, we have to be so careful here.
Is that him? Okay, this is in, Chris.
Wow.
Hi, beautiful. I know.
The team at SASH are about to start the urgent operation to repair tiny Misty Blue's massive hernia.
Good girl, Misty. Very brave. Hopefully we can fix you.
Specialist surgeon Dr. Steve Burnside will be carrying out the delicate procedure.
The reality is with this surgery that she could die at any time. Unfortunately, being so small, being compromised to start with, it really is touch and go. Here we go, girls.
Yep, holding.
Let's do it. The clock is ticking. Making an incision, girls. Alrighty. I don't think I've done an animal this small before.
She's just so tiny.
Here's the hole in her diaphragm here. It's massive. It goes directly through into her chest. This cat only weighs 300 or 400 grams, and yet she's got a hole the size of a 20-cent piece in her diaphragm, which is just quite amazing.
The hole in the diaphragm has resulted in Misty Blue's organs being in the wrong spot.
All right, trying to find her kidneys. Spleen, where's the spleen? Everything that should be in its abdomen is now in its chest. What do we got here going on? Yeah, this liver is not coming out how I want it to come out. It just keeps wanting to go back into the chest, which is a problem.
Suddenly, there is a problem.
What's that, mate?
We must have a leak somewhere. We can't ventilate unless we have a seal.
Come on, Misty Blue. Hold in there, tiger.
Is that him? Okay, this is in, Chris.
Wow.
At the Shamwari Game Reserve in South Africa, Chris and the team have spotted the young elephant.
This is the bull we're looking for. You'll see he's got a nice big tear in the top of the right ear.
This 20-year-old male has been singled out for contraception.
There's no doubt that the poaching and killing of elephants has been a huge problem throughout Africa. But in recent years, certain pockets have found their numbers have gone through the roof. Now they're left with two options. You either kill the elephants or use contraception, because if those numbers stay the same, it's just too damaging on the environment.
All right, now you see he's on the bank of the river,
Yep.
and he's going to follow a road that runs parallel to the river. My recommendation is we let him walk to get into the open area on the other side.
Sure.
And we dart him there.
Yeah. So the risk is that if we do it now, that river could be where he heads.
Absolutely. If he had to get drowsy and actually go down to the river and fall in, he'll drown.
It's crucial the team gets close enough to dart the elephant so the contraceptive can be administered. But they don't want to spook him.
As with anything, humans, animals, there's this comfort zone. If I had to go too close to him, he would feel that and he'd get grumpy. He'd either run off or he'll turn around and say to us, back off, you know?
All of a sudden, the elephant starts heading away from the river, and Chris now urgently needs to get ready to dart him.
Okay, Chris, would you like to pressurise and then load him?
Yeah. So the plan is just to wait here and see if he heads into an open space there?
Yes, and I think once we're pressurised, I'll go round so that I'm in the open area itself.
Yep. There are a couple of challenges here. I mean, first of all, elephants have incredibly tough skin, so you need to be able to penetrate that with a dart. But you don't want to use so much force that it actually causes injury to that leg.
This you can go the middle of his backside, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Is it a better position now?
Yeah, it's quite nice. It's in the open area.
Okay.
Hopefully it won't run too much once we dart it.
Right.
I'm going to go a bit forward just so that we can get a better shot of his shoulder because the wind moves the dart quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact is, I've got one shot at this. If something goes wrong, he could turn and charge, and from that distance, a dart ain't going to stop him.
That was a perfect placement.
Didn't like that at all. It looks like it has fired, do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Johan's checking to see. Did it go in?
It's fine. The plunger is down, so it's fine.
Okay.
He's not happy.
Chris is working alongside the reserve's vets, Dr. Johan Hubert and John O'Brien. Now the elephant has been darted, it's a waiting game for the tranquilizer to take effect.
He seems a little bit agitated too. You can see he's spinning around and shaking his head and flapping his ears. Even though it was only 2 mils of anaesthetic, you can see just how powerful it is. There he goes.
The bull is finally down, but has fallen awkwardly, and now he's in grave danger.
Because of the big stomach, you know, the pressure of the diaphragm, we need to get him sideways.
So essentially crushes his own lungs.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a problem here. I mean, the way he's sitting like a dog, it's fine for so many other animals, but for an elephant, it means tons and tons of weight are pressing down on his lungs. The fact is we now need to roll him onto his side, otherwise we risk losing him.
It will be impossible for Chris and the other 2 vets to move the 4-ton elephant, so reinforcements are called to help.
Okay, we need you to come in as quick as you can, please.
Yeah, I am coming.
All right. I think we can get out now and check.
Yep.
The big bull is in trouble, and suddenly...
Chris? Sorry, there's elephants running up behind.
Okay.
Sorry guys, back on the vehicle, please.
So is the team.
Yeah, Anya, stay behind it. Let it go past us, please.
The problem we've got right now is that he's sitting in a dangerous position. We need to roll him onto his side. That's where these guys come in, but the problem is that this elephant over here that's circling and looking quite agitated too.
Alright guys, we've just had an issue.
What's that, mate?
So we must have a leak somewhere. Lara, can you come and steal this cuff and just make sure there's no leak?
At SASH, tiny patient Misty Blue is causing some anxious moments for the surgical team.
She's just tiny. It's like anaesthetising a little mouse, and our equipment's for, you know, bigger dogs and bigger cats, but we can't ventilate unless we have a seal. Okay, sorted.
Dr. Steve Burnside is halfway through the process of moving Misty Blue's organs out of her chest cavity.
I think we've got everything out. Now I've just got to be careful here to stitch everything up.
And back into the tiny kitten's abdomen.
The abdomen's never had all those organs in it before. Everything is just so small in here. Everything just doesn't fit. It's just so small.
I'm not trying to rush you guys, but she's not doing that well.
No,
so
mate. I'm almost close.
yeah, we kind of need to be done right now.
Alrighty.
Let's get her out of there.
Oh. Things have gone pretty well. It's a bit dicey, but hopefully this has been enough to give her a successful future, because she certainly was going to be in trouble without it. Well done, team. So we're just waiting for her to recover now. It's gone smoothly and she's holding in, but it's pretty touch and go here, because she's been through a lot in the last half hour or so, and this is obviously when things can go pear-shaped as well.
We need to get to that one, but we can't because of that one.
At the Shamwari Game Reserve in South Africa, Chris and the team anxiously need to reach a tranquilised elephant.
The problem we've got right now is that he's sitting in a dangerous position. We need to roll him onto his side. That's where these guys come in, but the problem is that this elephant over here that's circling and looking quite agitated too. It's all happening, huh?
The intruder suddenly loses interest.
He is going to join up with the herd.
Yeah.
So he'll go into those bushes. I think we can actually drive a bit closer.
Yep.
Just so we've got the vehicles there for safety. All right, Bruce, we're going to start putting him over.
Finally, they can get to the tranquilised elephant.
Wow, it's incredible.
Time is critical. If the huge beast isn't moved quickly, its lungs will be crushed.
That's the dart there. You can see the plunger's right to the top, so he does actually have all of those drugs on board. So that's a comforting sign when you've got this many people around an elephant. It's time to get this elephant on his side, and that means all hands on deck.
But the massive beast won't budge.
There's only one other choice. Bring in the car. It's time to exchange manpower for horsepower.
Okay, a bit more, Bruce.
There are a few tense moments to be had yet, I think.
At SASH, the life-saving surgery to move Misty Blue's organs from her chest cavity back to her abdomen is over.
Just a case now of her waking up.
But Dr. Steve Fernside can't relax until he finds out if she's breathing properly.
That's her breathing?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's much slower and deeper. She's taking...
She's actually breathing properly,
Yeah,
first
really
time in
good
her life. This is remarkable. She's actually taking these breaths by herself and they're just slow and rhythmic, whereas before it was... Now she's actually able to take a deep breath, you know. Must be a hell of a feeling. Well done, team, that's great.
Good job. Misty says, thanks, Steve.
Little Misty, she's a true champion. She's a real fighter because I have to say I had my reservations about whether she'd make it through this, but she's a tough little kitten, that's no doubt about that.
Hey. Hey, welcome back. I know.
Oh, it's nice to see you back, girls, isn't it?
I know. We need to give you some pain relief. Good girl, Misty. Are you alright? Hey? But you just stay with us and keep fighting. It'd be a shame to get this far.
In South Africa, Chris and the team are urgently trying to roll the tranquilised elephant onto its side.
There's only one other choice, bring in the car. It's time to exchange manpower for horsepower.
If they can't manoeuvre the elephant, it's at risk of crushing its lungs.
Okay, a bit more, Bruce. Okay, whoa. Nice and gentle.
Well done. It's amazing. He's fully out now. All right. Okay, so you can hear the air rushing out of this trunk here. This is how he's going to be breathing right now. So just so he can breathe and keep him stable, we just need to keep that nice and straight. All right, so blood samples first?
Yes, yeah, just flap it completely over. There we are.
Oh, it's a big hair.
So what we do is we close the eye, and you've got quite a nice vein to take blood from, eh?
With the elephant stable, it's time to perform some blood tests.
If I miss that, there are a serious problem, aren't they? The whole point of this blood test is to measure his testosterone levels. That's the hormone we're trying to suppress, so we need to know its levels before he has the contraception.
So it's almost for two reasons why we're doing this. Is the one that we want to suppress testosterone for the behavior, and the other is almost like trials that we do to see if this is a way of contraception that we can use.
If trials are successful, more bull elephants will be given contraception. This will help control herd numbers in parts of South Africa where they simply can't sustain so many elephants.
He's a bad boy.
He's actually quite a bad boy, quite a naughty one, yeah. We were actually quite fortunate to get him in the open like this.
Yeah. This might just pull him back into line.
With the blood testosterone level determined, Chris can work out exactly how much contraceptive vaccine to give this young bull.
Right, so in the elephant world, it's the male that goes in the pill. So he's just going to get 5 mils of this drug here. The whole point of this injection is to essentially stop any of that alpha male aggressive or dominant behaviour, but also importantly, it's going to stop him from breeding. Okay. Now that all our work here is done, it's time to wake him up with a reversal agent. Now, I've been caught out in Africa before with animals waking up just a little bit quicker than I thought, so we're not going to take any chances here.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go.
She's a little fighter, a real little fighter.
At SASH, brave little Misty Blue has astounded Dr. Steve Fernside and the team.
Tough little critter, aren't she, hey?
Against the odds, the tiny 5-week-old kitten has made it through life-saving surgery.
how'd it go?
Hey, Elise.
Oh,
Good.
she's
Here she is. Look, it all went really well. I mean, the hernia was the biggest part. The hernia was huge, the cat was small.
Oh.
It was not without its moments, but she's doing really well. I mean, she's so far, she's recovering well.
Breathing beautifully.
And she's breathing so much better, so that's a good start.
Good job.
Anyway, she's got a little way to go yet, but so far we're optimistic. It's good.
It's great. She's nowhere near out of danger, but the hardest part is done, and I've just got high hopes now that she's going to pull through this one.
Two very special visitors, Faith and Hugo, can't wait to see their precious little girl.
Oh, my baby girl. She's survived. Hi, baby.
You see how much better the breathing is?
Yeah. When I said goodbye to her yesterday, I didn't think I was going to see her.
She's got a long way to go, but so far she's definitely taking steps in the right direction.
So she got through the hardest part.
The hardest part.
Oh, you precious little thing. Go, Misty! Misty power.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go.
In South Africa, a massive bull elephant is about to wake up after being given a contraceptive.
It's not going to muck around. Within seconds, his eyes are open. He's waking up quickly, but not quite as quickly as a rhino I treated on my last trip to Africa.
Watch out, watch out.
The rhino woke up far quicker than anticipated, and Chris had to make a run for it.
Yeah, I'd go. I'd go.
Luckily, the rhino called off the chase.
I've got some oxygen.
It's going to get up, eh?
Here we go. Oh, up you get, big boy. There we go. He doesn't muck around. There's something majestic and almost spiritual about watching a 4-ton elephant rise to his feet and really become the king of the African savannah once more. And then kind of changes the purity of the moment.
He's quite relaxed. So all's well that ends well, eh?
Yeah. It's just incredible. It's like nothing happened at all. He's back on his feet and ready to go. And all right, away he goes. Mate, thank you. That was very special, Johan. Thank you.
That was a pleasure. Thank you, eh?
Sure, he gave us a few heart palpitations, but to be this close to the biggest of the big five has been a real privilege. But also to be able to help out a species that has been under so much pressure is something I'll never forget.
Hey, gorgeous girl.
At SASH, brave little Misty Blue has amazed everyone.
Hey, you're playing like a normal kitten.
She's fully recovered from major surgery to repair her massive hernia, and it's a big day.
Misty, are you ready to go home? Are you showing me that you're ready to go home? Misty is doing so much better. She's bright, she's eating well, she's breathing normally, she's even putting on weight, and she's behaving like a normal kitten, which is what I was waiting for her to do. So I think she's ready to go home. Aren't you gorgeous girl? We're gonna miss you. Your mummy is gonna be very happy to have you back.
How exciting to get it back for your birthday. She can give you birthday snuggles. Snuggle me.
Look who's here.
Hi there. Oh my God, she just looks cuter than ever. Look at her. Oh, she's still got that little... Oh, she's got chubby. Chubby. Hello, baby girl. Oh, she's purring already. Look who's here.
Happy birthday, Hugo.
Yeah.
Well, this is sort of a birthday present.
It is, isn't it?
Look, best present ever.
Best present ever. Oh, she's hugging him.
Little kid.
Why don't you show Misty what you've got for her to take her home in?
Look, little snuggle.
Hugo's made you this beautiful bed to go home in.
We've all fallen in love with her. Hey, we're going to miss you, little Misty. The looks on Faith and Hugo's faces are absolutely priceless. They are grinning from ear to ear and they are showering her with cuddles. They just cannot believe that after all this time, after everything that Misty Blue has gone through, they are finally taking her home. Well, stay in touch. Good luck. You guys will be fine. She's very lucky to have you.
Thank you so much.
She's a lucky girl.
Okay then.
See you, Hugo. Bye.
Hello. Oh, look at her. She's like, can you get me out of here, Mum?
She's a bit small and her tail keeps falling off as well, so.
Lara and her mum Lauren have brought an unusual patient into the Bondi Clinic.
We're here today to see about our pygmy bearded dragon. I think it's got a little bit of tail rot and we're not sure. So we just want to make sure she's not going to rot away.
I'm hoping that Dr. Chris can find out what's wrong with her and give her medicine.
Hello, how you going? That's Zaza. Yeah, come on through. When I first see my next patient, it's not attached to a lead or in any sort of cage. It's in a small box. This one's going to be different. What's in the box?
The bearded dragon.
Oh, wow. So how old is she?
3 months old.
Okay. And her name's Zaza.
Zaza.
And you're worried about this tail, are you?
The tail. It's quite long and then a little bit falls off and a little bit more and now I'm not sure if it's going to just keep going.
So Zaza's downsizing
Yeah.
when you don't really want her to.
No.
When I first see all of Zaza, something's not quite right. Normally with bearded dragons, their tail is as long as their body. For Zaza, it's a lot shorter. The last centimetre or so is dark and looks like it's about to drop off. Have you got any ideas about what might be happening to the tail?
Tail rot.
Tail rot, yeah.
That's all.
So basically what happens is, every few weeks it starts to blacken off and then bits drop off. So you must be a little bit concerned about this.
Yeah. She doesn't just completely disappear.
Yeah. She's going to run out of tail soon. No matter whether you're a dog, cat, bird, human, or a bearded dragon, if something turns black, it's not a good sign. For Zaza's tail to shorten up so dramatically, all of a sudden we're looking at something that's not quite normal.
What's this? Not food. Not food.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, Ray and Tracy are not very happy with 5-year-old Angus.
Stupid, stupid, stupid. This free toy has now landed us here and will probably cost us a fair bit.
The cheeky Border Collie Cross has been rushed into the emergency hospital after swallowing a soft toy.
So what has he done?
He swallowed one of them.
Very similar to that.
Angus. Excuse me, buddy. What have you done? Tracy and Ray tell me that Angus has a friend called Pet. He is the pet's pet, and Angus carries him around. They are normally as close as can be. But today, the relationship was under a little bit of strain because Angus decided to eat his best mate.
Yeah, we're just concerned that if he does have a bowel blockage that he won't be able to get his epileptic medication.
Turns out Angus also suffers from severe epilepsy and needs to be medicated twice a day to control his seizures.
Due for him at 7 o'clock.
Well, we better get you sorted before 7 o'clock tonight, huh, bud? What do you think? Angus's owners are really worried about him missing his seizure medications, but in reality, I'm more worried about the toy being stuck there. We can always give him his anti-seizure medications by injection, but if he's got a toy stuck in his guts, we're going to have to pull it out with an endoscopy or even surgery.
So basically what happens is, every few weeks it starts to blacken off and then bits drop off. And that's happening on a cycle.
Yeah.
Chris is trying to work out why Zaza's tail is getting dangerously short.
The thing about bearded dragons, unlike some lizards, they can't just drop their tail and grow a new one. Yeah. So this is sort of the stumpy look for life.
Yeah.
So have you got a few pets at home?
Yeah.
What have you got?
Fish, hermit crabs, dogs, and then...
Wow. Lara's not your typical 11-year-old. For starters, she has 28 pets. Her favourites are dogs and bearded dragons. Clearly, Zaza means the world to her. And the fact that she's so small and at the moment so fragile, you can see she's concerned. All right, let's have a little look at you.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, it's sore. Obviously the tail is the area of most concern with Zaza, and as I work my fingers all the way down, it's fine until I get to the tip, and all of a sudden, she lets me know that area is not to be touched. All right, let me have a little listen. It's going to be a little listen, trust me.
It's a very little listen.
There's not much to listen to. Is it funny that the stethoscope's bigger than she is?
Yes.
Yeah. Not only can I hear her heart and the fact that it's beating incredibly rapidly, but also very clearly, I can also hear her breathing. And those two things are crucial in such a small patient. All right, so it doesn't look like there are any other sore spots on her body. Now, she moves around quite freely and quite comfortably.
Yeah, she seems normal apart from that.
So she's getting by, but she's not exactly thriving.
Yeah, I mean, she's not.
Well, 95% of her is great.
Yeah.
It's just this 5% here that isn't so good.
Yeah.
So we need to work out what's happening in this 5%.
Yeah.
And so she's in with another bearded dragon.
Yeah.
How much bigger is the other?
It's getting bigger now. I mean, it's still a baby, but...
It's not that big. It's that big with its tail.
What, another half her size, would you say?
Zaza shares an enclosure with Rosa, another bearded dragon, about a month older, but quite a lot larger than Zaza. Do you think the other one might be bullying?
Oh, it's a good question.
You don't see it. It's not like they hiss and scratch.
Yeah. The fact that Zaza shares her tank with another bearded dragon, Rosa, it immediately rings alarm bells. We could be looking at fight wounds here.
All right, buddy, well, let's take a look at you. Hey, you're a good boy. You've been to the vets lots of times, haven't you? Too many. That's right.
At SASH, Lisa is examining Angus. The 5-year-old has swallowed a soft toy, and Lisa is worried that it could be lodged in his esophagus.
He actually looks pretty normal, and that's because his owners have really been on the ball and brought him in as soon as they noticed that there was anything wrong, which means that at the moment it's probably not causing an obstruction, but with time it's got the potential to become quite stuck. What I recommend we do now is take an X-ray of Angus's chest, because I want to have a look at his esophagus and make sure that that toy is not sitting in there, because if it is, then we're going to have to pull it out with an endoscopy. But if it's not in the esophagus and it's moved already into his stomach, then we really have 3 options. Now, the first one is to make him vomit, and hopefully he'll bring it up the way that it went down. Option 2 would be to perform an endoscopy and try and pull the toy out that way. And the third option would be doing nothing and waiting and seeing if he passes it, but it could get stuck. And if it gets stuck and causes an obstruction, then that can be life-threatening. You know, it could perforate through his bowel, and that can cause peritonitis. That's potentially fatal, would need emergency surgery. It's one of those things that I just can't guarantee which way it's going to go. So those are the options, and you guys are going to have to decide what you want to do.
Whatever you suggest, whatever you think is the best option.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth the risk to wait, I don't think.
Yeah.
Angus's future now depends on the results of X-rays and just where the toy has ended up.
Hopefully we'll get some information from it, and then I'm going to try and make him vomit if the X-ray is normal, and then fingers crossed that I get another one of these out.
Excellent. It's brown in colour if that's of any colour.
Good to know. Won't be long. Come on, Angus, this way, buddy. Let's go. Angus has been through so much with his epilepsy and his seizures, and they've all been in and out of hospital, and now he's here again with a toy stuck that could be life-threatening. We need to get this toy out very quickly for Angus's sake and for theirs.
I think if we go looking for causes for why Zaza's having problems, my feeling is that it begins and it ends with her supposed best friend.
Aww.
At the Bondi Clinic, Chris has just discovered that Zaza, the bearded dragon, shares her enclosure with a mate called Rosa.
I don't see them fighting, and sometimes I see her sitting on top of the other one, and you know, so I think if you sit on the, they get on the back.
Yep.
I think, look, if it was that bad between them, you're not going to be doing it.
Chris is now starting to suspect Rosa could be the reason Zaza's tail is getting shorter and shorter.
I think Rosa walks around and goes, oh, I'm hungry, what can I eat? And sees this little thing floating around.
It says that's a worm.
And it moves, and it fits in Rosa's mouth pretty comfortably. All it takes is one little bite from Rosa to clamp down, affect the blood supply to the tip of the tail, it becomes black, and then drops off.
That's a shame, your little mate's eating you.
I'm sitting here wondering how we're finally going to crack this case, how we're going to know exactly what's happening to Zaza's tail, when I realise I'm looking at a girl who has 28 pets. She has more pets than I do. Therefore, this one's over to her. I'm going to put Lara completely in charge of this case. I want you to put this above their enclosure and turn it on. Okay? We're going to run that for about an hour. And we're going to see what happens when you're not around, because they won't do this when you're there. If Rosa is taking a little chunk out of Zaza, then they need to be separated. It all comes down to what we see on this camera.
Let's see if that little toy is sitting in your esophagus, huh, buddy? I hope it's not.
At Sash, 5-year-old Angus has swallowed a soft toy. Lisa needs to find out exactly where it's lodged.
Wait there. So we're taking some x-rays now of Angus to see if that fluffy toy is in his esophagus, because if it is there, it could do some real damage. That organ is really sensitive, and hopefully it's already moved into his stomach.
Owners Ray and Tracy are waiting in reception. They're hoping their naughty boy doesn't have to have surgery.
Angus is basically part of the family. We've had him since he was 12 weeks old. We've had him for about four or 5 years now. He's about 5. He's an RSPCA dog. Yeah. So, yeah, he's a bit special.
Okay, that's fine. I can't see any sign that that fluffy toy is in his esophagus. To me, it's more likely that it's moved down into his stomach, in which case we've got to make him vomit right now. If we don't get it out quickly, it could move into his intestines where it could become blocked, and that could mean surgery.
You've got a waiting room full of hot chicks.
These Chinese silky chickens are the pampered pets of the equally colourful Chrissy.
I think the whole world needs more colour. I love colour, and what I do to the chickens, it doesn't hurt them. It's completely and utterly harmless. They are shampooed in Pantene, conditioned in Pantene, and then I put food colouring, which is totally harmless to them, harmless to me, and then I blow dry them. And that's how we get our little coloured chickens.
I knew it was you. Well, who else does this?
Who else does this? Good
to see you.
You too.
Now, who can I grab?
You can grab this one if you'd like. Yeah?
Okay.
Fabulous. And that one?
You up as well. Thank you. Chrissy's one of the clinic's colourful characters in every sense of the word. In there.
In.
No, wrong door. Let's go. Over the years, I've seen Chrissy for a number of problems, all to do with her pets. Here we go. Close the barn door. Now it appears the chickens are next up. I've got no idea what to expect with these chickens. What is the crisis?
The crisis, Chris. I have the crisis in here. This is chook number 4. I have this little one isolated from these guys.
Yep.
This little one is losing weight dramatically. You can actually feel the keel bone.
Yeah.
And she's very sticky in her beak, white sticky in her beak.
And she kind of looks a little tired too. It's clear straight away, looking at the yellow chicken, this is why Chrissy is so concerned, because a chicken just shouldn't look like this. This quiet, you get worried.
We're actually going to give him a meal and then we're going to make him vomit.
Lovely.
Okay? Because I just want to coat that toy up so that when he does vomit, it will hopefully come out all as one. And if he doesn't, then he's going to have an endoscopy performed.
At Sash, 5-year-old Angus has swallowed a soft toy. The race is on to try to locate and remove it before it causes a potentially life-threatening bowel obstruction.
The X-ray showed that the soft toy is unlikely to be in his esophagus, so it's more likely that it's in his stomach. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and make Angus vomit so that the fluffy toy comes out in the easiest way possible. Now, I need to feed him a big meal so that he's got something to coat that toy when he vomits it up. This is as spoiled as they come.
Are you excited?
There you go, Angus. That is delicious.
Angus will now get a shot of apomorphine to make him vomit.
Hey, bud, you're going to feel a bit sick now, and I'm really sorry about that. Here comes the drooling.
There we go. This is what happens when you eat your toys. All right. You get to be sick.
I'm really hoping that Angus vomits up this fluffy toy, because if he doesn't, we're going to have to give him an anaesthetic and perform an endoscopy to try and pull it out. He's really not feeling well. Good boy. Come on. Good on, my buddy. Oh, I'm a bit worried now, because that's a lot of food and there's no toy in there. Angus has vomited a couple of times, and as I'm searching through this stinky vomit, there is no sign of pet, which means that Angus has to have an anaesthetic so that we can try and pull out the toy with an endoscopy. Hey, I'm so sorry. Hey, bud, we gotta get that toy out.
This little one is losing weight dramatically. You can actually feel the keel bone.
Yeah.
And she's very sticky in her beak, white sticky in her beak.
At the Bondi Clinic, Chrissy is extremely concerned about her Chinese silky chicken, Goofy.
She's really, really lethargic and she is sleeping a lot. Whenever I look, she's got a little head in the back, sleeping.
I mean, she should be up and proud like these guys are.
Yeah.
Whereas she is very withdrawn.
She has no energy.
She doesn't look good.
No, she doesn't.
Whereas all the rest of Chrissy's chickens are all colourful and active and looking to create chaos, the yellow chicken is completely different. She's quiet, she's withdrawn, almost looks like she wants to go to sleep. It's strange to see anything to do with you being quiet.
I know, I'm not coping. I can't cope. If I lose another one, I'll be beside myself. Last week I lost one. There were the 3 of them, and I had a beautiful big pink one, and I lost her, and I'm really concerned that whatever the pink one had may have gone to this one.
Sure.
Chrissy is understandably worried. Little Coco, the pink chicken, died without warning.
I thought she was fine, and just last week I came out one morning and she'd gone to chook heaven.
The thing with chickens is you normally don't see a lot wrong with them until it's too late. So for her to be actually showing signs of weakness right now, she must be pretty unwell.
Yeah. I knew she was sick, but she's a whole lot sicker than I thought. So I just hope that I've got her here in time.
Let's get a weight from her and see where we're at.
Bugger lugs here.
1.6 kilograms.
Big difference.
So she's almost triple her weight.
Almost triple.
So she is eating as much as the others, would you say?
Yes, absolutely, and taking fluids.
Yet, despite all that, she's fading away compared to the rest.
Absolutely.
She does look worryingly skinny there.
Yep.
Let's have a look at you. There are a few areas in her mouth that don't look spot on. It's all a little bit sticky and...
Yeah, it's sort of got that white sticky.
It shouldn't smell great.
No, it's terrible, isn't it? Oh.
Foul-smelling breath and mucus in the mouth could be a sign of infection. But Chris will need to do a full examination to see if there are any other symptoms.
All right, let's have a little listen to her. Listening to Goofy's heart, it sounds okay. It's when I look at her breathe that I really get worried. You can see her whole body move.
Yes.
In an attempt to get that air in. I just fear that perhaps the infection we're seeing around her nose is actually a small part of what's going on. I worry that she may actually have an infection further down in her air sacs, so actually in sort of the equivalent of her lungs.
Like pneumonia, like we get.
Look how much she has to really push and suck that air in to actually get a breath. For a chicken, that's just not normal.
Good boy. And have a little sleep.
At SASH, Dr. Vibeke Russell has the tricky job of trying to remove the soft toy in Angus's stomach.
Hey bud, you're gonna be all right. We're gonna get this out of you, hey? We're just anaesthetising Angus now. We're gonna put a camera down his esophagus, his food pipe, to try and see if that toy is in his stomach, and hopefully we'll be able to grab it out and pull it out his mouth, because if we can't get it out and it's in there, he's gonna have surgery.
So we're going down into the stomach now. It's not looking hopeful. I don't see...
I mean, it would be pretty obvious if it was in there.
Yeah, this is a fairly small ball of food and I don't see any soft toy there, which is disappointing.
Come on, Angus. It's not a tiny toy. It shouldn't be this difficult. Really.
The frustration is building as the minutes tick by and there is no sign of the stuffed toy.
At the moment, things are looking a little bit worrying and I don't even know if the toy's in there.
After more than 25 minutes, Lisa and the team are almost ready to give up and take Angus to surgery.
We're looking around and we're really not having any luck finding the toy. We're finding bits of food, bits of hairs. It's all just a big chaotic mess in that stomach.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, what is that? Looks a bit non-food-like.
Doesn't non-food-like?
I wonder if that is the tag. I think you got it, babe.
Well, it's just, so we just have to go very slowly.
Come on, please be there. That looks like a toy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe those sardines weren't such a good idea, Mark. Oh, that's a job well done, I think. That is a huge relief. We managed to get the fluffy toy out of Angus's stomach with the endoscopy, which means no surgery for Angus. And after a little bit of recovery time, he'll be home ready to take his medication.
Look how much she has to really push and suck that air in to actually get a breath. For a chicken, that's just not normal.
Yeah.
At the Bondi Clinic, Goofy the Chinese silky chicken is in serious trouble. An infection is taking over her tiny body, resulting in lethargy and extreme weight loss.
With every breath, she burns so much energy just getting the oxygen in that sustains her, that no matter how much she eats, she's never going to eat enough to replace the energy she's burning just through doing something simple as breathing. Any animal that breathes like this is a concern. You can see the effort she puts in just to get one single breath. She dips her head, she musters up all her strength, and with one big effort, sucks the air in as hard as she can. That's just one breath. She has to take thousands of those each day. It's no wonder that she is so stressed and she's lost weight. Okay. Well, we need to work out some treatment for her.
Yep, sure
quickly.
do. Yeah, very quickly.
With Goofy so sick and time so tight, we can't afford to choose an antibiotic that doesn't work here. That's why I'm going to use 2, and that way I've got every chance of having success here.
As well as antibiotics, Chris is also giving Goofy a worming treatment.
The wormer obviously removes the chance that the worms are playing a part here, but the 2 different antibiotics are going to try to get into her system now and kill off the bacterial infection that's really starting to affect it.
So how long before I see a difference?
Look, hopefully within about 3 to 4 days.
Right,
So
okay.
your big goal is to get her through the next 3 to 4 days.
Okay, yep.
If you can do that, then I'm confident that we're going to be okay.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'm very happy with what Chris has done, so now we can just fingers crossed and pray. Say thank you, Chris. Thank you. Little smile there.
Hey, buddy. Angus, do you want to go home? You're all ready to go home. Come on, buddy.
Later that afternoon at Sash, sheepish toy eater Angus is ready to go home.
Hey, you can't leave without your friend. The procedure's gone really well. Angus has recovered and now his family are here to pick him up and take Angus and Pet home in time for dinner and Angus's medication. Come on, buddy, let's go. Come on.
Relieved owners Tracy and Ray are waiting in reception.
We are looking forward to getting him home and just wait for the next episode of what he gets up to.
Come on, Angus. What's around the corner? Hey.
Yeah, we're over here.
Angus, Dad.
Hello. Hello. I'm really glad that Angus is okay. He's a pretty special dog. Like, they've saved his life once here before and pretty sure they've done it again this time.
All right, so here is your other pet. He's been shampooed, blow-dried a little bit, had the deluxe treatment. So I've spoken to Angus and told him that he needs to be nice to his pet.
To his pets.
So the rest is up to you guys. I've done my vet counselling and
Angus,
you have to mend this relationship.
what did you do with this?
We'll take Angus home now, give him a strong talking to, tell him that friends are not food, and then we'll give him his drugs and cheese, and hopefully everything will be fine.
Okay, thanks again, Lisa.
My pleasure. Take care. Bye, Angus.
You gonna
Bye,
say bye?
Pet.
Come on, home time. Good boy.
Where are these new babies? There they are. Hello, Mum and Dad. Oh, you can settle down, it's all right. Where are these little chicks?
The following day at the Australian Reptile Park, General Manager Tim Faulkner is concerned about some highly anticipated new arrivals.
I know there's 2 chicks. I saw them early this morning. Right now they're under Dad.
These tiny bundles are just 6 hours old. They're extremely rare bushstone curlews.
They used to be pretty common and widespread throughout New South Wales and Victoria. New South Wales now they're endangered. They're almost gone. On the Central Coast where I live, there's 6 pairs. There should be hundreds.
Breeding programs are now essential to the bushstone curlew's survival. But Tim suspects the latest arrivals are starving.
There's a known problem with curlews in captivity, and that is that they are wonderful parents. They try and defend and protect and feed their chicks. But something goes wrong, and lots of curlew chicks die in captivity if they're left with their parents. So what I'm going to do is scatter some food around, and what I want to see is Mum and Dad come back. They're just there now, is come back and start and pick up. And the chicks should come along and take that from Mum and Dad. That's what would normally happen.
After giving the adults a helping hand, Tim is desperate to see them mimicking what they do in the wild.
I've not seen any of the behaviours I wanted to see. Mum and Dad have had a picket feed, but they've not presented anything to the chicks. The chicks are hungry, they need a lot of food.
Without food, the chicks will perish.
I don't know what happens with curlews. I don't know why that block's there. They're wonderful parents. They're defending the chicks. They're calling and they're following them. It's just that block with feed.
Tim has had to make the heartbreaking decision to remove the chicks for their own survival.
The main concern is that if I don't do this, I could come in tomorrow and there are no chicks. I'm going to make it as quick as possible.
But the protective parents aren't happy.
Okay, hey, settle down, guys.
Tim knows they simply can't feed their babies.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Wow, and there's 2 little curlew chicks. Have you ever seen anything as beautiful as that? It's pretty sad, but it's just something that's got to happen. There is a silver lining here. What will happen now is because Mum and Dad don't have to rear the chicks, they'll breed again. Now that might happen 2 to 3 times over the year, and I could end up with 6 chicks instead of 2. Now for a species that's endangered, that's got to be a good thing. What I want to see now that'll make me feel a little bit better is to get these chicks up the top and see them eat.
It's hard to believe you could feel any tension living here, but it's time to see if my hunch is right. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I thought your bearded dragon sounded very
Good,
strange.
yeah, she was feisty. Feisty
All right.
was one. Come on in.
Thank you. Now,
Okay.
I've been looking forward to seeing what we've managed to find out.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll be interested.
Yeah.
Let us take you through.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, Byron.
Back in Bondi, Chris is making a house visit to see if he can finally solve the mystery of Zaza's disappearing tail.
All right. So this could be the ultimate fighting ring, is it?
There's the beast.
So that's Rosa over there with the perfect tail.
Yeah.
And Zaza up here.
Yep.
You know what's interesting? Have you noticed what's happened to her tail?
Oh no.
Yeah. So, hang on. So since she was in the clinic, that's actually dropped off.
Yeah.
Wow. Even though it hasn't been that long since I last saw Zaza, there's been a significant change. That tip of her tail has dropped off.
Does it look like it's stopped doing whatever it was doing?
Well, there's no other darkening of the tip there. I mean, it looks pretty healthy up until that point now.
Yeah.
When you remember that bearded dragon tails don't grow back, it really reinforces the fact that we need to find an answer for what's happening here and find it quickly. There ain't much tail left.
Chris suspects that housemate Rosa has been attacking Zaza. Today's visit is to get the proof.
So hopefully, if we put it back in here to rest up, all the evidence we need is going to be on this camera here.
Great.
Okay, shall we have a look?
Yes.
Up until now, Lara's been reasonably convinced this tail issue is just tail rot, whereas I think something more sinister is going on. I think Rosa is taking chomps out of Zaza's tail. The camera should tell us all. Okay, there they are.
Yeah.
So we've got Rosa down here,
Yeah.
Zaza here, so well separated
Yeah.
to start with anyway. It's almost like Rosa knows that she's being watched. She keeps on looking up at the camera.
I know. That's so funny, isn't it?
But now, Zaza's on the lookout because Rosa is now coming up. Ooh. And centimetres away from that tail now.
Yeah.
It's tense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Rosa's breathing has just increased. Zaza's just looked around.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if something's about to happen here.
Yeah.
So getting close and
Oh.
Okay, that was our moment.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe we got it.
yeah, it's that lick. I mean,
Yeah.
that's her lunging with her tongue at what she sees as either being food or something that she wants to prove she's the boss of.
Yeah.
And the moment that licking happens, Zaza's out of there.
Yeah.
So I think this couple need a bit of a separation. What do you say?
Sound good?
You think so?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think if Rosa keeps on licking her lips at Zaza's tail, Zaza's not going to have much of a tail left. Finally, I've got the proof.
Yeah.
All right, little mateys, time to get weighed. Here you go, just sit in there for a minute.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Tim is trying to save two tiny, undernourished bushstone curlew.
Who's first? Okay, you. I'll tear that, back to 0. Sit down, matey. 19 grams. Every day going forward, I want them to be heavier than the previous day.
The fragile newborns have to be hand-reared because their parents aren't feeding them.
Come here, mate. He thinks I'm mum already. That's good. When I have a look at both of them, what I feel for is once they've had a good feed, their belly puffs out and it's full of food. But on these two, I can't feel much at all, and that means they've absorbed the rest of their yolk sac. So what I've done is the right thing. All right, now he's 24 grams.
The big test now is to see if Tim can coax the vulnerable chicks to eat.
My finger is going to be mum or dad's beak, and if they took some feed right now, I would be the happiest man on earth. I'm going to try a cricket. Here we go. Look at the interest. Look at this. Almost, mate. Whoop, close. Yes, that's brilliant. I don't know what happens in the aviary with mum and dad, but the food we offer, it's just not right for the parents, but it's right for the chicks. I mean, that's brilliant. Let's go for number 2. Here we go. You can do it. Yes. That's the best thing I could have hoped for because it's tough taking them from mum and dad. I know I can get them to eat, but when they do it, hey mate, I'm here. When they do it, it makes it all worthwhile. I know they're going to be all right. One more bit. Wow. All right, little guys. See you in an hour. You're coming home with me.
Where do you want it?
Just there, please.
Over here? So they can see each other, but they can't touch each other.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris has decided the only way to stop Rosa attacking Zaza is to separate them.
Now, what's this?
Stuff to put in the cage.
You want to do some interior decorating?
Yeah.
All right, you go for it. It's not my specialty. What's your style inspiration, Lara? What sort of look are you going for here? Mexican chic? Australian outback?
Just
Rustic charm? What is it?
a lizard cage.
Lizard cage. Of course it is. Who gets the new pad?
Rosa.
Really?
Yes.
She's been put in exile, but she's living the dream. You call this punishment? Shall we see if she likes it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, little girl. You do the crime, you do the time. In paradise. Come on. It's kind of nice that this friendship can continue, but at a distance and with 2 panes of glass separating them. And there's kind of an amusing irony in the way that Zaza's tank, it's higher, which means she's in charge. Well done. I think we've achieved some sort of truce here. You think?
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to sleep well tonight. This is a tale with a happy ending, right? Hmm?
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, mate. Hey, hello, little guy. You doing well? Look how big you are.
6 weeks later at the Australian Reptile Park, Tim's hand-reared foster chicks are thriving.
You're a big boy, aren't you, mate? Yeah, you're a big fella. You're both looking good. How are your wings? They're looking good, pal. It's pretty safe to say that if I hadn't taken them as little chicks, they mightn't be alive today. And who would want that? Have a look at them. The good news is, Mum and Dad are back on another 2 eggs. That means the decision to take these little guys was the right one. Curlews in some parts of the country are endangered, so they'll play a pretty important little role in part of a captive breeding program. You know, they obviously can't breed together, so we'll split them up into pairs with other curlews, and maybe their chicks could actually go back to the wild.
I'm on my way to see some old friends. Now, these guys aren't just friends to me, they're friends to so many different animals who really need help.
Chris is responding to a call from Pam Ahern, who runs Edgar's Mission, an animal sanctuary located about an hour out of Melbourne.
Hello, Pam. How are
Chris,
you?
how you doing?
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, I can't wait to see what you've got for me.
It's a special one, this one. I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like it before, Chris.
Okay. All right, which way is he?
Up here, she's still in bed with her friends.
Yeah. Edgar's Mission, really, by their nature, sees some pretty extreme cases. So for them to call me out, given the fact that the staff here are pretty good at what they do, this must be a case that is out of the ordinary. She doesn't have hooves.
No. A bit of a technical hitch here. When I say she has a hoof problem, it's actually she doesn't have a hoof problem because she doesn't have a couple of hooves. This one and that one, she doesn't have any hooves. This one, she only has one toe. As you know, they normally have two toes, like a little back foot there. So we only have one toe here and nothing on these ones.
Wow.
Stumps. Oh,
So, on the right side, she has no hooves at all.
that's right. Yeah.
Left side, the back, she has a hoof, but here,
Yeah,
this one's
it's
not
that
even
funny
right
one.
either.
That's right, yeah.
I can categorically say I've never seen anything like this before, not even close. The way a hoof normally works is it's kind of like a shoe. You have a protective outer layer, like the rubber in a shoe, and you have the inner layer, which is the cushioning, like the foam. With Charity, she has the foam, but no rubber. This is a severe case. Well, the thing is that her feet like that, she's going to have lameness probably every week of her life. And as you know, with sheep or any sort of ruminant, they can't lie down. If they lie down, they die. They have to be upright, moving around, feeding, for their gut to work, for everything in their body to function. So lameness isn't an option for her.
Clearly she can't go on the way that she is, and we need to find her something that will actually give her a quality of life so she can get out there, run around the farm and enjoy life with her other sheepy friends.
Can I just see her walk?
Yep.
I'd love to actually see what we're up against here.
Come on, Charity. Come on, Charity, come on. Come on, girl.
She essentially hops onto that back left leg, supports her while she very gently tiptoes across on those other legs.
Good girl.
She's a brave girl.
She is a brave girl. She wants to live.
Yeah. I mean, I want to give her every chance, but it has to be worthwhile for her. I mean, she's got to have a good quality of life. And my worry with her and the way her feet are is that being lame and sore and uncomfortable and not being able to walk across grass or rocks, that's not a life for a sheep.
No, that's right. It has to be a life worth living.
It does.
Yeah. It has to be a life worth living.
The rather sobering reality is that without any sort of help for Charity, this lameness would only get worse. She's struggling now, and she's young. So you can imagine, given a few months, years if we're lucky, she wouldn't be able to move around. And for a sheep, it means she doesn't survive.
He's very dehydrated, look at that. His skin is just staying there and not flicking back like it should. That's horrible, sweetie. Where have you been?
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, emergency vet Dr. Lisa Chimes is confronted with a distressing case.
This little puppy's just come in. He was found in a cardboard box on the side of the road. I need to have a good look at him to make sure that he's not unwell. Okay, that all sounds good. No murmur? That's good. His belly just is so bloated. I reckon you got a belly full of worms, mister.
The young orphan is malnourished and suffering from diarrhoea. Lisa is concerned that the tiny stray may be carrying the deadly parvovirus, a highly contagious disease common in young pups that have not been vaccinated.
So I think we really need to do a parvovirus test. I don't think he's vaccinated, and if he's got parvovirus, it could spread through this hospital. okay, little guy. All right. Sorry, honey. I know. I just got to get this sample.
I know, you're okay. It's okay. We're done.
We're done.
Okay, come on.
It will take 8 minutes before the test will confirm if the pup is carrying the virus. While Lisa waits for the results, she looks for any other clues as to what has made this stray so ill.
Big bloated belly, huh, buddy? He's just so skinny.
Yeah, it's very skinny.
You're totally malnourished, buddy. So I think in the meantime, let's give him some worming medication, treat him for fleas. At least we can treat the treatable for now. It's going to make him feel a lot better and hopefully get him on his way and just wait for that parvo test to come back.
Yeah.
When I look at this little puppy, I see a tiny little life that's skin and bones, full of fleas and completely neglected. It just breaks my heart.
The parvovirus test is now complete. If the result is positive, the future looks grim for the baby orphan.
If he's got parvovirus, we might be obligated to actually put him down. I really hope that it doesn't come back as positive. Oh.
Good girl. So you've tried padded shoes, you've tried bandaging, and they're not really doing the trick.
That's right, yeah.
At Edgar's Mission in country Victoria, little Charity is in desperate need of help. The 6-month-old was born with a rare deformity, 2 missing hooves. If left untreated, the future looks bleak for the young lamb.
I've never seen anything like this before. Where there should be 2 hard hooves, there's nothing. Just a stump and a bit of skin. The fact is, the longer things stay the way they are, the worse it gets for Charity. I mean, she can't stay inside a shed for the rest of her life. I mean, I want to see her out in the sunshine.
Yeah.
But to get to the sunshine, if you look out there, we've got those pebbles there. I mean, would she be able to walk across those?
No.
The other thing, and I'm hesitant about giving so many downers here, but when she walks, she has to compensate on this leg, this back one that actually has the hoof. But probably more worrying than that, she actually has to compensate and put a lot of weight on this front left leg, which has a hoof, but a deformed hoof.
Yeah.
It's just hard to know what we can actually do from here because her body's not built to last right now.
No.
Okay, so let's have a look. Oh.
At SASH, Lisa is worried this tiny pup is carrying an extremely contagious and dangerous disease.
I mean, if he does have parvo and he's a stray, we might even have to consider putting him down. Okay, so let's have a look. Yay! It's negative. Yay! No parvovirus, Bubby. Hey, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Definitely a good outcome. And don't you lick my face with those worms. No, I don't want worms. The good news is that this little puppy has got treatable problems. He's malnourished, so we're going to feed him. We're going to give him a whole lot of TLC, which he clearly needs. Hey, buddy, do you want some of this?
You don't want it in the bowl. Do you want it outside?
But the malnourished pup is refusing to eat.
He doesn't want any of it, and I'm surprised. It looks like he hasn't eaten in ages. You would expect that he'd be tucking into it, but he's just not interested. Come on, buddy.
Suddenly, Lisa discovers she's dealing with a picky pup.
He likes the chicken.
He only wants some chicken. Okay. Okay. My gosh. And oh! You bit me. You bit me. Oh my gosh. When this little dog first came in, he was quiet and submissive, and then when the chicken comes out, he turns completely mad. He is laying into my gloves, pulling on my fingers. I need more chicken, people. Quickly! Gloves are being eaten. my God. Ouch! I think that this little street dog's problem is that he's got an expensive appetite. He's a piranha.
That would suit him, Piranha.
We call him Piranha. Perfect. I'm going with Piranha. It's very, very suitable to the dog who likes human flesh. He hurts.
Look, he's got my glove.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Hey, you're a little piranha chomping on my finger. You see that? I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate having my glove chomped off. It's bad manners. We're trying to feed you and you rip my glove off.
It's been a big day for Piranha, and with nowhere for the homeless pup to go, Lisa decides to keep him at Sash overnight.
Have a good sleep. All right, Dad? We'll get you a nice big comfy cage.
But it's only a temporary solution. The harsh reality is without a permanent home, this stray's future is uncertain.
I'm really upset this dog doesn't have a microchip, which means that we have no way of finding his owners, no way of tracing them. And our only option is ultimately he's going to probably end up at the pound.
It's just hard to know what we can actually do from here because her body's not built to last right now.
At Edgar's mission, Chris is dealing with Charity, a sheep born without 2 hooves.
I'm already starting to think of ways that I can break it to Pam that, look, there isn't anything more we can do. When all of a sudden, I remember something. Oh, there is something that I've seen done. And I've seen it done overseas. And I don't want to get your hopes up about this because I'm not even sure if it's something we can do. But how do you feel about looking into prosthetic hooves?
Wow. You reckon that'll work?
Well, we've kind of got no other option because there's nothing else that's going to be firm enough to support her on rough ground.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's going to be like this, down on her front for the rest of her life. And that's not a life.
No.
My worry is that I may have spoken too soon because the fact is, unless Charity is fit and well enough to really get through the next few years, then there's no point putting her through prosthetic hooves.
Charity. Oh, where you going?
These joints here, they're actually pretty good. And it's the same in this one. She's got young lamb legs. I think she looks healthy enough for us to try.
Good. Good news, Charity.
Because what I'm suggesting isn't going to be easy and isn't going to be something that she can adapt to straight away. It is still going to be a lot of hard work. It's not a magic fix. But she needs to be up for the fight.
We'll do everything we can to help you, Charity.
I'll make some phone calls, okay? Is that okay with you? We'll see what we can do.
If Chris's plan works, it will be the first time prosthetics have been fitted to a lamb in Australia. And for Pam, it's going to be an anxious wait.
Charity is incredibly important. We have over 300 animals here at the sanctuary at the moment, and every one of them is important to me. We have to give them a life worth living, and this is really what we have to do for Charity.
Sleepyhead. Hey, good morning. Hello. Rise and shine.
At Sash, Lisa is checking in on Piranha. The malnourished stray arrived last night after being found in a box on the side of the road.
Hi. When I look at this little puppy and I see those big eyes staring back at me, it just breaks my heart. Oh, big yawns. At 6 to 8 weeks old, a puppy should either be with its mother or with a loving family, not in a cardboard box on the side of the road. Looking much brighter. Piranha is looking so much better today. When he came in last night, he was really quiet. He hadn't eaten for a while. He was ravenous. And now he's a lot more settled and a lot happier, so I'm really glad with his progress. Is that yummy? You keep playing with your toy. I'm not going to feed you now because I actually want my fingers intact. Yeah, I don't want any chomping on my fingers anymore. Thank you very much. So I've got someone that I can call that might be able to help you.
With no home, the pound could have been the only option. But Lisa has a plan.
Hi, Alan. It's Lisa Chimes from Sash. As much as we'd all love him to stay at Sash forever, I have to now make some plans where he's going to go next. So I'm going to call my friends at the Animal Welfare League to see if they will look after Piranha for the next week. So I've got a big favour to ask. I've got this little puppy here and I'd really love if you guys could see if his owners come forward, and then if not, can you find him a new home? Oh, great.
It's the news Lisa was hoping for. The Animal Welfare League will now take custody of little Piranha until they're able to find him a permanent home.
Hi, I'm here to get the puppy that Lisa rang me about.
Not a problem, just take a seat. I'll let her know that you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Come on, well, let's go meet Alan. We'll bring your friend with for the visit. Hey? You love him, don't you? You love that friend. Alan's waiting. Should we go meet him? Let's go. Hi, Alan.
Oh my God.
This is Piranha.
Hello, you. Hello. What a beautiful little thing. Fantastic. I can't wait to find this forever home for this little guy.
Well, you've got two that you're going to have to find a forever home for. 'Cause
Really?
it's him and
That's his companion.
it's his friend.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He's fallen in love with him in hospital, so
Aw.
I'm going to give it to him as a present to
That's
take
beautiful.
to his new home.
Wow, he's so tiny. Thank you so much. We'll definitely make sure we find the right home.
I'm sure you will.
This beautiful little thing.
I just love warm and fuzzy cases like this.
You're tiny. You're so tiny. It's such a big personality. Look at you.
This little puppy arrived malnourished in a cardboard box. We gave him some TLC, some medical treatment, and now he's going off with Alan from the Animal Welfare League to find a brand new home. It couldn't get any better. Hi, Charity.
So do you have to break it to them? They all can't come along?
Oh, I think you can break it to them, Chris.
It's a travelling band, isn't it? Support network,
Yeah,
family.
well, just like us, they like friends.
Yeah.
Chris has returned to Edgar's mission in country Victoria with good news for Pam and her beloved lamb Charity.
Charity, come on. Come on, girl.
The little lamb was born with 2 missing hooves, making it extremely difficult to walk.
Oh, more sheep.
Chris and Pam are now heading to a specialist vet who can help fit the lame lamb
Timmy, you better
with
go in
prosthetic
front.
hooves.
I guess the good thing about being a vet for a few years is that you have built up a few contacts. Finally, I find someone that actually does this work in Australia. The prosthetics are still made in the US, but the first step can be done here.
Hold on.
Timmy the sheep is coming along to provide support for Charity.
You don't see this every day. The moral support sheep in the back of the ambulance for sheep.
Charity and her best friend Timmy are now on their way to the vet practice in Whittlesea, where the first stages of making the life-saving prosthetics will take place.
In order for prosthetics to be successful, they have to be modelled exactly to the specifications of the individual patient. So today, it's all about creating a cast. From there, they can make a mould and make these hooves.
Charity.
Come on, girl.
Go, Charity.
Go.
Good girl.
It's like dogs and cats, aren't you? Go to the vet.
Good girl.
Hey, Lisa, right?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Now, this is Pam.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Lisa. Pleased to meet you.
And obviously, this is Charity right here.
Hi, Charity.
Dr. Lisa Weldon will be carrying out the first stage of Charity's prosthetics.
So, thank you so much for putting us in.
No problem.
Now, where do we need to head?
Come this way.
Okay. Go on, girl.
Charity.
Go on. This is all good. Let's go.
Charity's an unusual case. We've not put prosthetics on a sheep previously.
Let's tell them.
Timmy was in front to walk.
What I love is that even though Charity is a sheep, the moment she walks into a vet clinic, she's just like any other dog and cat. Puts the brakes on, doesn't want to move. But that's where the moral support sheet comes in. Enter Timmy.
That's the way. Follow Timmy. Follow
This is
Timmy.
why you have Timmy.
This is why we have Timmy.
With Charity happy to be guided by her best buddy, Lisa can now begin the first steps in developing the prosthetic hooves.
Just going to need some photos.
You just need her standing naturally, is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. Charity needs photos taken of each leg, front and to the side. By doing that, they work out exactly how her legs stand in a normal position. This information is crucial. Okay,
All right,
now,
up on the table. You all right with it?
Yep.
But suddenly, Charity is not prepared to go along with the plan.
I'm really going to need my wits about me today. I'm on my way to meet Jace, who owns Hunter Valley Zoo, and he needs a hand moving some alligators. It could be an interesting day.
Australian Reptile Park General Manager Tim Faulkner is on his way to another zoo in the Hunter Valley.
Good morning, mate. Morning, Timmy. How are you, mate? Good. What's going on? Mate, I need a hand with these gators. They're giving me some grief.
Are they? Where are they?
Down in the park.
Righto, let's go.
I've asked him to come to Hunter Valley Zoo today to give us a hand. We've got 7 young gators here that originally come from the reptile park. And what happened in the last couple of weeks, I think, they have tunnelled underground in the edge of the dam wall. So we need to get these guys out without anybody getting injured.
The gators need to be moved urgently.
So you've called me up to help you get the 7 gators that we set up here, and then you're going to move them into here.
Game plan is to drain this, get them out of here, backfill it, and it'll eliminate the problem.
Yeah, beautiful. Look, he's dropping now. Straight under.
Yep.
Right into that burrow.
Straight in that burrow with his mates, I'd reckon. They know where to go.
You got that pump?
Yep, ready to go.
Righto, let's go.
Start her up.
When gators hibernate, they naturally want to dig and put themselves into a burrow. Now, there's 2 reasons that that's a problem here. Firstly, the keepers can't see them daily to make sure that they're okay. And more importantly, this burrow could collapse. That would crush and kill them all.
As the water's going down, we're seeing the size of this burrow. A lot bigger than what I expected. All good?
Jace, you and I are going to catch the gators?
Yes, mate.
Yeah? What do you want to do then?
Then we've got a couple of guys here to wash.
Okay.
So we're going to catch them, pass them over the fence. Yep. Boys are going to wash them down, get them into the clean pool.
Tim and Jason have to be vigilant. One wrong move could result in disaster.
That's a good size gator.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, don't go backwards, buddy. Even though these gators are only a few years old, they can still pack a nasty bite. Over to the boys and we'll come back for the next. Got him?
Wash him up, get him looking good for the new pool.
Okay. The first 2 should be pretty easy. They're outside of the burrow and they're close enough that I can just reach down and grab a tail.
Whip it
Jason,
at
hand.
mate. Yep.
On there. Yep, up. The third gator's sitting right in the middle of the pool. I can't reach his tail. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to use a pole and rope and put a noose either over his snout or head and then take him up the bank onto the grass. Settle down, buddy. Settle down. So far, we've managed to stay pretty clean, but all the gators that were out have now been caught. The next 4 are down in the burrow. The shoes need to come off. We're getting dirty.
Up on the table. You all right with it?
At the vet clinic in Whittlesea, Chris is trying to do a casting for Charity's prosthetic hooves.
Hey, girl. It's all right.
Obviously a very foreign position for her.
Yep, she's not going to like it.
Okay.
Good girl, Charity. Right? I'll make it with your wife.
It's important to try to match up the angles we saw in the photographs with those angles in the legs. Once we have those feet in the normal position, then we can start the casting.
So once we start wrapping, if everyone that's gloved, we just need to rub it down so it sticks to itself.
We've got fairly limited time once that fiberglass goes on.
Well, to get it stuck and shaped, yes.
The Casting has quite a few steps. First of all, the leg is wrapped in plastic, really to protect it from the fiberglass. This really is going to form the framework of the prosthetics.
Alright, so we need to get this up into the angle that she lives at. Yep. Gonna open it. We're at 105.
It's the same angle as in the photo.
Yep. So we need to make sure we don't have any rotation.
We have to get this right because this artificial hoof has to fit like a glove.
Now that should come off. Beautiful. One done.
One sheep foot. She almost looks normal at that angle.
Just missing some feet.
So the other leg now?
Other leg now.
How many degrees?
140.
So the angle is there.
That's the right angle. We should be right to...
It's not exactly a normal situation for a sheep to be in. In a dog and cat vet hospital, on a table, having a cast put on, yet she's asleep. Wow.
Yep, we're finished. Yeah.
Apparently we have.
So she says...
She knew.
Yep.
Everything's happened pretty quickly today, but now we have casts that we're very happy with. So even though your eyes were shut, you were watching, weren't you?
Yeah, she knew.
You knew when it was up. So you happy with that, Lisa?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, great. From here they get sent off to the US to be measured up and turned into prosthetics. It's probably the trickiest part now, the waiting, but hopefully in a few weeks we get a good result. So once we get Charity's magic shoes from the US, we'll be ready to go.
Right, look forward to it.
Yeah. See you later.
Go sheepies.
Time to get the boots off and get in.
Yep.
No gators in here.
Well, I'll let you go in first.
Jeez, that's not pretty.
At the Hunter Valley Zoo, Tim and zoo owner Jason are attempting to relocate 7 young alligators from their pond.
I can see a tail.
Yep.
And a pointy end.
So far, 3 of the gators have been moved to their temporary home, but the remaining 4 have retreated deep into the burrow.
Jeez, I don't like putting a hand in there. I'm going to try and put a rope around the tail. That'll give us a bit more to pull on and hopefully get it out.
These young alligators can't be underestimated. They're about 1.5 meters in length, but they are full of muscle. When they have an explosion of energy, really difficult to hang on to.
Oh, got him. Let's got him. Let's go.
Move quicker than us on this mud,
yep.
mate.
Okay, let's go right up to... Whoop. Just watch for it to swing, eh? Back up. One more.
Strong enough.
Got him.
Yep.
1, 2.
3. You all right, boys?
Yep.
All yours.
I'm grabbing number 5. I could get lucky. I put the rope in there, close to the gator, and it bites it. Bang. Right on the rope. Noose pulls tight, and out she comes. Bring him out a bit. Yep. That rope's going to slip. A bit more to you. Okay, I'm going to take that rope off.
Yeah, mate.
There we go. The last 2 gators, they're right back in the burrow, and we can only see glimpses of them. Now it gets hard. Give it a pull. Got him?
Yep.
We're on.
We've got, yep, we've got him.
We've been trying to get the 7 gators out of this pond for over an hour now. We've got 1 left, and it's a problem. We can't even see it. We don't even know where it is.
We're filling this pond back in, so he's got to come out.
Okay. Hold on, what's that? I can see him. We found him. Now we know where the head is, but there's only one way to get him. I've got to go in that burrow. The plan is, if I can grab tail, I will.
Yep.
If not, I'll try and move it where we can get a rope.
Yep.
But either way, mate, if I sing out, please drag me out by the legs.
Yep, will do, mate.
Tim is about to try to move the last of 7 American alligators.
His eyes are there looking at us.
But this feisty boy isn't interested in moving to his new pool.
You right, mate?
I'm right inside the burrow. It's dark, muddy, wet, and there's an alligator in here. This is risky, and it's really difficult.
Yeah, you got a tail.
Okay, mate, I've got it. I need help out.
Okay. Help me out.
Help out.
All right.
Watch him. I've got his tail, and I can see his head, and I'm just watching that he doesn't swing around. Now, Jace comes in, his hands are on, it's time to pull him out. But that's not easy. We're stuck, knee-deep in mud. Help out.
All right.
Finally, after a major struggle,
Well, little guy's proven the toughest.
The toughest.
the gator is out.
The smallest was the hardest.
You had yourself buried in there.
Hello, mate. Wow. We hand over the last gator for a washdown. That's it, job done, and job done well. A bit hairy for a minute, but ended up fine. Lucky last.
Lucky last.
Away you go. Ease off.
Well done.
These gators have gone from a natural pond into a small artificial pond, but that's temporary. They're young, and once they grow a bit bigger, they can be moved to the big dam with the rest of the gators. Good on you, mate.
Well done.
Job well done. Job well done.
Thanks, Timmy. It was great to get Tim up today. We got a little bit muddy and a bit dirty, but we got the gators moved and the job's done.
Hello.
Hi Chris, how you doing?
Big day's here, huh?
Yeah, big
Good
day.
to see you.
Good.
Good.
Got the crew?
Of course.
At the vet practice in Whittlesea, it's been 6 weeks
There we go,
since the
girl.
plaster casts of Charity's deformed legs were sent to America.
Bit of a trade up on those shoes today.
Today, the 7-month-old lamb finally gets to try on her new prosthetic hooves.
Charity. Come on,
Come on, girl.
come on.
It's trade up time.
Come on, Charity. Timmy might have to lead the way.
Come on, Timmy.
Come on, Timmy. We've been really anxious about today. The days have been building up and it's a big day for Charity and hoping it's all going to go well. A lot's riding on today.
Hey, Lisa, how you going?
Good.
Good to see you.
See you.
The anxious wait's over.
Hope so. Hope they fit.
Well, don't tempt fate. They're going to fit. They have to fit.
All right, come on through. I suppose the difficulty with this is going to be how easily does she manage to put up with new feet. I have no idea how it's going to go.
All right. It's time to reveal a new look.
Let's get it going.
So the socks go over first, I guess, just to avoid any rubbing.
Well, to make cleaning easier, they've made them without the padding.
Yep.
Put the socks on to be the padding.
Okay, so we lock the back piece in, then we get the front on.
Which almost hinges on.
Okay, so we're on.
All right.
You ready
Let's
for your first
see.
steps?
Ready.
It's going to feel strange. You ready, Charity? There you go.
This is the critical moment, and everyone is on edge.
Wow. She's almost reaching out, searching for it.
Well, it's
Because she's
gonna
just not
be
used to having that
a few
foot there.
centimetres taller than she used to be.
Yeah. She's taking big, exaggerated steps first of all, just to almost find her feet. But then, after a few laps, she's got it. It's incredible.
It's pretty good,
It's
isn't
quite an
it?
adjustment. I mean, she is that much taller. And she reaches out almost to test if that's really there, but she
I've
finds
seen
a
dogs
feet.
put them on and shake and be bothered by them, and she's just chilled about it.
It's a positive start for the young lamb, but now for an even bigger test.
All right, you ready? Let's go.
This back hoof is posing a lot more problems simply because it has that joint there that mimics the hock, the ankle in the sheep. That has to be right, otherwise she just won't be able to walk normally.
Little clips in there.
Sticks there. That one's Velcro. How does that one feel?
Look at you, huh? You're a bit fancy now, aren't you? Wanna give it a try?
That one's a bit more serious.
This is really the critical moment because she has to adjust to the new way of walking and she has to do it quickly.
Not quite sure where her legs are.
No.
Charity is struggling to adapt to the second prosthetic.
Yeah, it's taking some getting used to, isn't it?
God, she's got it.
Wow, what a difference. You know who's the biggest help in all of this? Timmy.
Timmy's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just providing that inspiration to walk.
She got to know that sensation of her feet being where they were meant to be, but she walked into it beautifully. Oh, I'm just so proud of my sheep. I really am just so proud of Charity.
Hey, Charity.
Well, my friend.
You look incredible. You do. You look amazing. The way you're walking, extraordinary. Huh?
But before the celebrations can truly begin, the lamb has one final test.
So she's mastered the concrete. I think it's time to see how she goes in the real stuff, back on the farm.
Yep, you can show them off to her friends.
The fact is, it's all well and good that she can walk around here in a very controlled environment, but she has to be able to walk properly, on grass, back at the farm. That could be her biggest test.
Yeah, come on, come on.
Just outside of Sydney, it's great news for little orphan pup Piranha. Not only does he have a new home, but a new name as well.
Jesse, come on, chase the ball.
Jesse is now Bruce's best mate.
He means a lot. He's sort of just a member of the family now. So just another one of the family. My brother Brian and his wife Jade and my niece and nephew Lacey and Chase, they just live next door, and yeah, they love coming around and playing with Jesse all the time, and I think he loves playing with them too. Run. Now he's got you. Yeah, Jesse's a lucky boy, but so are we, because he's a good little dog, good to be around.
I love him so much.
He's your friend now, is he? Yeah?
Good girl. Oh, can you get a pace up now, Charity? Come on, good walking.
Charity is now home at Edgar's Mission, where she's about to try out her new hooves.
This is really a big moment because we need to see how these new hooves really tolerate the real world. A paddock with ups, with downs, with soft parts, with hard parts, and with grass. Something she's never done before on these hooves. There's a little welcome home party over here.
Oh, looks like you get a bit of pace up. Look at that. Charity's just nearly running.
These boots aren't made for walking. They're clearly made for running.
What's that?
Look at you. Now, for her to be out in the sunshine, on the grass, eating, socialising, it's a different life already, isn't it?
It's amazing to think that you can have this quality of life. And if you're a sheep, you have to be out enjoying the grass with your buddies. And today we've achieved that.
The amazing work you guys do, you don't have to look far to see some lives that have been turned around. And I remember this one turning me around.
Gretel, yeah.
Last year I was given the seemingly simple task of trimming Gretel's hooves. Normally with cows like this that weigh 600-700 kilos, they're in charge. They're the boss here. But here, the odds are a little bit more in our favour.
Yeah.
You'd think three-legged cow off balance should be simple. It wasn't.
Just going to get the fingers into her nose.
Oh.
Yep. Didn't really get the fingers in the nose.
Are you going, Gretel?
Yeah.
Have
You
a look at
looking?
Chris?
I ain't gonna mess with you again. And if she can get by on 3 legs, Charity can get by on 2 plus 2. Even though Pam will say she's lucky to have animals like Charity and Gretel, the fact is all the animals here at Edgar's Mission are so incredibly fortunate to have Pam in their corner, because without her, they may have never had a second chance. Well, it looks like these new hooves have opened up a whole new world. Look at her. She just cannot get enough.
It's just wonderful. We can't thank you enough, Chris, for getting this outcome for our very special girl.
Well, you're the reason they're here, and you're the reason they actually have a second chance, so the thank you goes to you.
Shucks. I am a little bit overwhelmed today to see Charity from where she came from when she first presented to us with the hooves missing, to see her now. I've been able to fulfil my promise to her that I would give her a life worth living. I didn't think it was really achievable to start with, but we've done it. It's a great feeling.
It's not like I don't already have enough variety in my veterinary life, but sometimes it's nice to keep up to speed with animals in the country. So I've been invited by the guys at Hamilton Animal Health to give them a bit of a hand. Now, if past experiences are anything to go by, they seem to save up the special stuff for the city kid.
Chris is on his way to Hamilton in country Victoria to meet up with Dr. Christabel Lewis.
Hello, how you going? Hey, nice to meet you.
You too. You're after Christabel.
I am, yeah, thank you.
Belle, next up to you.
Next up, the patient.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Looking forward to this.
Good, good. Come and have a look around.
Thank you.
The Hamilton Animal Health Clinic looks after Victoria's Western districts. It's a very busy vet clinic.
Good girl. Good girl.
So where would you like me to set up?
Straight to the car, if you don't mind, Chris.
You're sending me to the car?
Yeah. We've got a pig out McFarlane's Road that needs some attention. She's waiting for you.
Has someone told you about my colourful history with pigs? No. Okay, that's probably a good thing.
No.
All right.
Are you okay?
I'm going to be fine.
All right. Good.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Waiting for you. Thank you.
Chris's first assignment is at a local pig farm, just 10 minutes from the clinic.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Been sent out to see your pig.
Yeah,
Chris.
Yeah, Dave. You all right?
Nice to meet you, Dave. Dave's got me out here because Pepper has had a few litters of piglets where things haven't exactly gone to plan. She's had a normal number of piglets, but some of them have been stillborn. She's not a small girl.
No, she's fair size now, yeah. 2.5 years old.
So she's had a few litters?
She's had 3 litters. The first litter was all right. She had 8 healthy piglets. The second litter, just noticed that there was a couple of stillborn come out of her, and this last litter, it was an absolute disaster. There was only one that survived. Yeah.
All right, so we've got a problem.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
I'd really need to give her a bit of a check over, and then from there, hopefully, we can work out a bit of a plan about how we work out what's going on.
Yeah, that'd be great, I reckon. Yeah.
Okay.
You could forgive me for being a little apprehensive when it comes to treating pigs. After all, I've had a fairly colourful history. First, there was Miss Piggy, 175 kilos of Fijian porker. She was about as big as a girl gets, and there was no way she was going to tolerate my ideas for a pedicure.
We had fun, didn't we? Kind of cute.
Then there was Lola. She needed a nose ring, but gave me one hell of a run around in the process. And who could forget Percy the Peccary, an aggressive little unit. He had teeth bigger than a lion and an attitude to match. Safe to say, he didn't like me one little bit.
Wow, she's strong.
Yeah, she'll be a bit tough to get hold of, I reckon, really are.
What I'm thinking is that rather than me chase her around, let's play a little bit harder to get. Let's try to push her into maybe that narrow area there, and that way she should be a little bit easier to control. Okay, let's jump in. Much to my relief, Dave has called in a reinforcement. His dad, Colin. Another business to attend to. Come on, let's go. Yeah, I know.
Pepper's gone straight into the race. I think I just had my first ever cooperative pig patient. I didn't see that coming.
Just have a listen to what's happening here. So heart rate is 90.
Yep.
Just good. So the amount of muscle and the amount of fat she's carrying there is really encouraging. Let's get a temperature. Okay. That's normal as well. What's really intriguing here is the fact that Pepper is healthy, apart from when she's pregnant. And at that time, something is affecting her and causing her to lose those piglets. Working out what that is here is the big challenge.
Good boy.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, Jane and her Australian miniature bulldog Gulliver are waiting to see emergency vet Dr. Lisa Chimes.
It's all right, Gull. Hey, good boy. Yeah.
The much-loved one-year-old has a sore eye that is causing extreme pain and discomfort.
Gulliver is one of 4 dogs that we've got, and they have this fabulous game of racing through bushes, and we think that Gulliver ended up with a stick in one of his eyes. He's been terribly sore, really unhappy, really sooky, hasn't wanted to play, hasn't wanted to eat. Just a really unhappy little dog, which is so out of his character.
This must be Gulliver.
It is.
Hello. Want to bring him through?
Absolutely.
Jane has brought Gulliver in today. He's a 1-year-old bulldog, and for the last few days he's had a really sore eye. Oh, it's very red. You see, that's really red there. Gulliver could have an ulcer in his eye, he could have something stuck in there, he could have an infection. I need to take a closer look at the eyes and do some tests before I can know what's going on.
That's a good boy.
So all we're doing here is we're checking his tear production. If he's got dry eye, if he hasn't got enough tears, then that can contribute to him developing ulcers. Oh no. So I can tell by that that's fine.
Good lad.
Fortunately, Gulliver's tear production is normal, which means he doesn't have dry eye, but we still need to get to the bottom of this problem. Next, I'm going to perform a test on Gulliver's eyes to check for ulcers, which means that the top layer of the clear part of his eye has been scraped off, and that's incredibly painful, and it's something I really hope that Gulliver has not got. So on the surface of this eye, there actually is a superficial ulcer.
Really?
He's got one in that eye too. I know. Ulcers can affect one eye, but in Gulliver's case, both of his eyes are affected. Now that makes me worried that there is a problem with his eyes or eyelids. What I would like to do now is have a closer look at his eyelashes and see if I can see any that are growing in abnormal spots. All right, bud, so that explains it. He's got these little eyelashes that are scratching the surface of his eye. So instead of the eyelid being nice and smooth and spreading the tear film and protecting the eyes, his eyelids are traumatizing his eyes. So they're doing the wrong thing.
The only solution is surgery.
We've got to get those eyelashes out. That's the only way that we're ever going to get his eyes to heal, is to remove those eyelashes. Gulliver has a condition called distichia, which means he has eyelashes growing in an abnormal position. Now, if we don't treat these eyes, those eyelashes are going to continue to scrape the surface of the eye. The ulcers are going to get deeper and deeper, and he could lose his vision. In the worst case scenario, he could lose both his eyes.
When you're dealing with a situation where she's having trouble sustaining those piglets right through the 110, 115 days of her pregnancy, something's happening in there to stop her from actually being able to carry them the whole way.
Yep.
In Western Victoria, Chris is trying to find out what is causing Pepper to give birth to stillborn piglets.
What I'm a bit suspicious of is the fact she actually may be carrying a virus. And this virus has a way of just exerting its influence just at the wrong time. So when she is pregnant and she's got those piglets on board, it can actually get into the womb there and will actually attack those piglets and kill some of them halfway through the pregnancy. That virus is called parvovirus.
Oh, yeah.
So that is probably the thing we should be checking for.
Yeah.
I'm sure when most people hear parvovirus, they think about dogs, where it causes a really nasty, bloody diarrhoea that is often fatal. In pigs, though, it's very different. It rarely affects the adults. Instead, it attacks the piglets that are developing inside mum. The way we test for that virus is with a blood test. So we need to get blood out of her without her getting blood out of us.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no doubt the best place to get blood out of a pig is from the jugular vein. It's like a hose. But in pigs, getting access to that vein isn't easy. What I'm thinking is,
We don't use the neck.
Where else can we go?
That end. Sitting on the underside of the tail is the tail vein. It's not big, but it is quite accessible. So my hope is to get a needle into that vein, draw out the few mils of blood that we need, and we'll be happy. All right, so you can see, got a couple of mils of blood there.
Yep.
So we'll send it off to the lab straight away. But it makes sense that this parvovirus would be causing what you're seeing with her.
Yeah. Wait to hear back.
Yeah.
The results of Pepper's blood work should be back soon. It will be an anxious wait for Dave until then.
If this test comes back as being positive for parvovirus, it means a few things. Firstly, it's unlikely that Pepper will contract the virus again. They tend to produce their own antibodies against it. But for the rest of the pigs here, they'll need a vaccination because they are vulnerable to the virus. I'll pass this on to the clinic.
Hey, no worries. I'll wait to hear back.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
What a good, brave dog.
At Sash, Gulliver is about to undergo surgery to remove the stray eyelashes growing inside his eyelids. The tricky operation will be performed by ophthalmologist Alison Groff.
The risks if Gulliver doesn't have this surgery are pretty serious. He does have an ulcer, and if the ulcer became infected and the infection was serious, he could even lose the eye. Okay. He's got a lot of abnormal eyelashes.
As surgery gets underway, Alison discovers that Gulliver's eye problems are worse than first thought.
Gulliver has two real problems. The first is that he has hairs growing from the ends of his eyelids, so similar to human eyelashes, except that dogs aren't supposed to have them. The second problem that he has is that he actually has hairs growing from the inside of his eyelid, which is very abnormal, and certainly every time he blinks is just going to be causing a lot of irritation.
Alison now has the painstaking task of removing the multitude of tiny hairs that are aggravating both of Gulliver's eyes.
He's very severely affected.
Every tiny hair needs to be removed if the surgery is going to be a success.
So this is an electrolysis needle, so I'm going to place this tiny filament down the hole that the abnormal eyelashes are coming out of.
As well as pulling the hairs out, Alison must also send an electrical pulse into the hair follicle to make sure it doesn't grow back.
This is more or less the same thing that people will have done to get rid of unwanted hairs.
After an hour, Alison removes the final stray hair from inside Gulliver's eyelid.
That's it. He's done. So a massive number of hairs on Gulliver's eyelids, so it was really important that we remove those, and I'm really happy with how it went. Great. Although there'll be a little bit of swelling when he wakes up, I think he'll feel pretty good. All right, sweetie. It's been a very good patient.
He's definitely not in there?
No, mate, I can see 3, not 4. He's supposed to be in here.
Overnight, Theo the koala has gone missing from his home at the Australian Reptile Park. General Manager Tim Faulkner is justifiably concerned.
Yeah, I got to tell you, mate, I always get worried when koalas are out. I mean, we got dingoes here, devils there. Let's have a look at this yard and then find him.
Okay, mate.
Yeah. We have 13 koalas here at the reptile park, and sometimes they go missing. They don't vanish into thin air, but perhaps a keeper leaves a hose or a rake up against the fence, and koala climbs out. Other times, they just get the desire to jump out. It's not easy, but it happens. Well, the yard's good. I mean, there's no obvious signs out, so it's something else, but you know, our priority now, we've got a koala on the loose.
Theo's on the loose.
Yep, we've got to find him.
Righto, let's get on.
Come on, Theo, where are you, mate?
Where are you, buddy? I'm really worried about Theo. Koalas, when they get out, they climb up a tree in a safe spot, go up across a limb into another tree, and they can come down and be someone's lunch. Dingo yard, devil yard, alligator lagoon. We can't let that happen. We got to find him and fast. What are you doing up there, mate? You haven't seen anyone about this big, fluffy, black nose? I hope not. Keep looking up.
After more than an hour of searching for the elusive Theo, Tim and Mike have turned up nothing. The situation is getting desperate.
Theo, boy, Theo. What have you done?
We'll look for Theo all day if we have to. He could be up really high in a tree, covered by leaves and foliage, and simply, we can't see him. If we have to, we'll stay here at night. I really hope it doesn't come to that. Come on, Theo, where are you, mate?
I've had a call from one of the vets we collaborate with pretty closely. He really would appreciate some help with some fertility testing on bulls.
Do not tell me that with a straight face, because you know what that is.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do know what that is. We're talking testicles. And we're talking measuring testicles.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll be on my way.
In country Victoria, Chris is on his way to a local farm where there is a very unusual job to be done.
Oh, you've got to be joking. What am I here for?
Dr. David Rendell is the man responsible for making sure this herd of breeding bulls can father multiple babies.
I've been stitched up, haven't I? I'm already a little bit unsure about today. And then I turn up and see Dave dressed like he's ready for battle. What are we doing?
It's a warm welcome. I hope it's a warm welcome.
Yeah.
Do I need to warm these up?
Well, it won't hurt.
Yeah? They like that more?
They do like it more, the cold hand, cold heart, they tell me.
Should we get to work?
These bulls have to get 30 to 50 cows in calf in 6 weeks, so part of our job is to actually palpate the scrotum, which takes a bit of experience and technical expertise to make sure that they're A1 for bullets.
This is not just a test for the bulls. The city vet is also under pressure to perform.
Are those hands warm?
Yeah,
Chris?
I think they are now.
Let's get stuck into it.
Okay.
Come on, Theo, where are you, mate?
At the Australian Reptile Park, Tim and Operations Manager Mike are searching for the elusive Theo.
Where are you, boy? Where are you?
The koala has escaped from his enclosure and has now been missing for more than 2 hours.
Mike to Tim.
Go ahead.
I've got Theo. Ah, you little ripper. Good on you, mate.
The good news, Mike's found Theo. The bad news is he's dangerously high up a tree and he plans to stay there.
Well, you found him. Now we've got to get him down.
The fun part.
Yeah. I don't want him to get any higher.
No, I don't want him any higher either.
Theo, no more. The plan now is just to scale the tree, try and get myself up high enough that I can then use the pole. And the pole's got a plastic bag on the end that makes a bit of noise. Now you put that above the koala's head and hopefully it makes the koala come down. I'm coming up, Theo.
That's it, mate.
Come on. Oh, he's going up.
As soon as Tim begins scaling the tree, Theo's on the run.
He's going up.
The higher Theo gets, the more risky the rescue operation becomes.
Come on, pal.
He's going even further, lovely.
I don't want to have to go to the top of that tree because it starts blowing in the wind then and it gets a bit scary. If he goes up too high, I can't follow. I have to pull back for my safety and for Theo's. If the branch gets too thin, it could bend and snap and he's going to come crashing down. No higher, Theo.
looks big. What's his weight here?
1,200 kilograms.
1,200.
1.2 tonnes.
It's a lot of man.
It's a big man.
In Western Victoria, Chris is about to give this massive bull a very intimate examination. He needs to make sure that this breeder has what it takes to father multiple babies.
The size that matters seriously is actually down here.
Correct.
This sounds like a joke, but there is a really important side to it, because if you're a breeding bull, this is the exam you have to pass if you're to enjoy the spoils of your profession. Tape measure. Forget about all that stuff about size not mattering. Here, it is really important. Their balls have to be between 35 and 45 centimetres and just the right level of firmness. 1 is too hard, 5's too soft, ideally 2, maybe 3. So 45, we need to feel you as well. He feels firm, but how firm is too firm?
In a good testicle, it should feel like a firm, hard bicep you'd be proud to show off to your best mates.
Actually does feel the same. So he's firm but not too firm. He's big but not too big. It seems like in the world of bulls, that's the mark of a champion. Numbers that matter, 45 and 3.
Let's go.
Is that a good score?
Excellent.
He's going to be stoked with that. Bull 1. He passes the test.
But before the bull can head back to the paddock, he needs to be immunised and sprayed to make sure he's healthy and at the top of his game.
All clear, big guy. You ready to roll? He doesn't want to leave. Hey, these hands. Right, buddy, come on. Otherwise, I'll do it again. And this time they'll be cold.
That threat is enough to get the bull moving.
Jeez, you're a big unit, aren't you?
Up next, an experienced older bull.
So his name's 817, a 5-year-old bull. Let's get down to business. Now, David, he's hanging quite low. Bull 2, the moment I look at him, something's not quite right. His right testicle, looking good. Left one, shrunken and soft. The fact is, the size of their balls reflects their breeding potential. How many cows they can meet, greet and do the business with in a very short period of time.
To be a star performer, both the bull's testicles need to be firm and measure between 35 and 45 centimetres in diameter.
His right is quite large and a nice consistency, but his left is quite soft and quite small.
You're spot on there, Chris. The left one is in real stripe.
And as for those all-important numbers...
So, 40 centimetres. Didn't like that score. What was he last year? 42. 42.
Small and shrinking testes mean that this bull is likely to have a low sperm count, which is not good news for a breeding bull.
So he wouldn't be fit to breed like this?
He's not going to be fit to join up 40 cows. No, he'll have to have a rest.
Tape measure rules all, doesn't it?
It does.
The harsh reality of Bull 2 not quite measuring up is the fact that he won't be doing any breeding this year.
It's bad news for this patient, but Chris has one more client to see.
Up again, up again. He's a big boy. Well, I guess the question is he big where it matters? I think we've got a 3 here, David. But let's go for the measure. The one thing I remember from vet school is being told that a bull's ball should look like 2 Coke cans and a footy sock. And these ones actually do. All right. 43 centimetres and 3 for consistency.
That's the same figures as last year.
Yeah, so he'll be breeding this year.
He'll be breeding and he'll be having a crack at 50 females in his joining group.
His measurements, massive. Firmness, just right. This guy is a standout. Okay. All right. Try to see this as being the tick of approval.
A vaccination and worming drug completes his treatment.
When you're a star performer, you get the star treatment. And so they tell me. That's what happens when you have 43 centimetres behind you. Get looked after.
Bull number 3 gets the tick of approval. But has the city boy passed his test?
Yeah, Chris did a great job with her. He's obviously grown up in a farm or had some farm experience. To get behind a bull like that, it takes a bit of nerve and confidence, and he did a great job.
Firm handshake, a 3.
A 3.
On the handshake.
I reckon you're a 2 on the handshake.
Thanks, mate. See you later.
That's pretty high now. No higher, Theo.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Tim is attempting a dangerous rescue operation.
Come on, mate.
Theo has escaped from his enclosure and is now precariously balanced at the top of a tree.
Come on, Theo. Come on, mate. Down this way, please. That's a boy.
Tim must now coax Theo down before the koala falls and injures himself.
Little bit more, buddy, that hand. Come on. Yeah, I know you're cranky, mate.
But Theo isn't interested in coming down.
Come on, Pally. Theo's a man on a mission and he doesn't want to play ball. He's putting up a fight. So I'm trying to unhook one hand while he's grabbing on with the other. He's moving around the back of the tree. Then he starts to bite. It's not easy. Come on, pal. Come on, onto me, mate. Don't forget I'm up in the tree too, buddy.
You got him?
Yep, trying to bite.
Yeah, you happy?
Yep. Settle down. Settle down. Theo's accepted that he's coming down, and once he's on me, he settles. But I've got to get the two of us down safely. Do you think you can grab him, mate?
Yeah, I can get him now.
Please, that claw out of my back.
Come on, Theo.
Thank you.
Come on, mate. Oh, geez, he's got me now. Oh. Okay, shh, it's okay.
With Theo now safe, it's time for the cheeky koala to go back to his enclosure.
Well, he knows he's home, mate. He's having a good sniff.
He does. What do you think he got out?
Well, I got a suspicion, mate. Wouldn't be the first time. I reckon he's out looking for love.
Ah, Theo. You little devil, out looking for the ladies. Tim's got a theory that Theo's gotten out because he's after a girl. Now, I'm personally happy to help out any of my little male buddies here. So, Theo, we're going to see what we can do for you.
Chris is responding to a call for help from a farm where there's a newborn in trouble.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's Lindy, right?
Yes, Lindy, yep.
Thank you.
You're right.
Now, I've heard all about your horse.
Yes. A bit of a surprise packet, getting twins.
Tell me what's happened.
Well, the mare had twins last Wednesday.
Yep.
She had them naturally. She cleaned them up, but she's just been rejecting one.
Lindy tells me she's got a tricky situation here. We've got a mare that's given birth to twin foals, but all of a sudden has started playing favourites. So I'm guessing this is her here.
Yes.
And these are her little babies
They're
here?
her babies, her two little colts.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
See, I think they're both nice.
Yeah.
Equally. Both as beautiful.
She doesn't think so.
No.
She'd rather have one and not the other, unfortunately.
Okay.
Brothers Dot and Dash are little miracles. The chances of their mother Hope delivering twin foals was 10,000 to 1.
Horses are used to having one baby, just that one foal they can focus on and they can love. The problem we've got here is that with this mare having two foals, it doesn't seem right. To her, she knows that she should only have one foal, and so she's made her mind up and she's chosen one.
Come on, little one.
Hey, little guys. Hey. Okay, so the first one that went there is
That's
the favourite?
the one, the favourite, yes. The other little one is the not so favourite.
So the one with the stripe is the one she doesn't like?
Yep.
So she's fine right now, but she's having little looks around and she's smelling which is which?
Yeah, she knows hers is the one closest.
Okay.
And she's happy with that.
Yep.
And this little guy, he moves out a bit and then she's not quite so happy.
So now this becomes a dangerous situation
for this little fella, yeah.
Because they're isolated on either side.
Yeah, and she can start to pick up the hind leg. She starts to want to push him out of the way.
Within seconds of Dot leaving the teat, Mum becomes aggressive to Dash.
Okay, so we're just getting a little nip in there now.
Yep, she's saying that's enough.
Sadly for this foal, he can never stay drinking long enough to get a proper feed. As a result, he's losing weight and he's falling behind.
Little Dash is now so hungry that despite the danger, he risks trying to suckle a second time.
He's a little gun, he's just...
But I guess he has to, doesn't he? I mean, survival depends on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
See that?
Yeah. So a little kick there. Then she fends
He's
him away.
streetwise, he's learnt to get out of the way a bit.
But he hasn't got away every single time.
No,
You can see little marks on him
yes,
there.
yes, she has got him a couple of times.
The situation is critical. Dash is now so malnourished that his ribs are protruding from his tiny body.
She won't let him feed on his own. She just kicks him out of the way or bites him. She really takes objection to him being around her. She just bites and kicks.
If Dash has any chance of survival, Chris has to find a solution.
Why are we doing this, huh? You couldn't open up your heart just a little bit more? Ooh. You look at that little face of his and he seems sad, and it's with good reason. His mother, the only one essentially to guide him through his early months of life, doesn't like him, doesn't even want to have a bar of him. She has rejected him.
He's ready, mate. He's been calling the whole way.
At the Australian Reptile Park, matchmaker Tim is about to introduce the amorous Theo
There you go, pal.
to his potential new girlfriend, Pia.
Theo is a young male, prime of his life, 3 years old, and this will be his first introduction to a female Pia. Now, he's a teenager. He got halfway here last night. That's probably what he was after, so it's a pretty exciting day. Hey, mate. Yeah, and he's been grunting, like koalas do, the whole way from the yard to here.
The only question now is, will there be koala chemistry between Theo and new mum Pia?
I'm really excited for Theo. He's shown us all the signs, we've found a perfect match, and we're about to introduce them. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is little Polly. I don't think what we're about to see is something appropriate at her tender age. Good girl, come over here. You might not want to see this.
Let's go, mate. Up you go. There you go. That's Pia. Be gentle. That's good. Oh, no, you're still missing. Lift up a little. Lift her up. There we go. That's it. Good boy. Just needed a little bit of help. Excellent. Successful mating, mate.
Very successful.
She's nice and quiet too. Very easy. Perfect timing.
Oh, Polly hasn't seen a thing.
Good.
No, she hasn't seen a thing. It's okay, darling. Look at the eucalyptus trees out there.
That's it. She's finished. That was good.
That was unreal.
Excellent. That's the most perfect mating you could hope for. Wow, Theo. For a first mating, that was brilliant. He showed all the trademark skills that we want to see in a young adult male koala. Should be pretty impressed with himself.
The hope is Pia will fall pregnant and give birth to another little Joey in 5 weeks' time. As for Theo, he's pretty impressed with his efforts.
Go on, give us a roar. Give us a roar. Cool. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Well done, mate.
What a day. Theo, he did get out, but we were able to get him back, introduce him to Pia, and I feel really good because we've been able to help them mate and start the next generation. Our little boy's a man. Theo, Theo, Theo.
Ooh, okay. She seems like a lovely horse.
Yeah.
But she is so conscious of that other foal being around, and she knows that's not the one for her.
Yeah.
Even though it is her flesh and blood.
Yeah.
She's biting, she's kicking, she's snorting at it. I mean, she couldn't be making it more clear that she doesn't like that other foal.
Yeah.
In Western Victoria, Chris is trying to come up with a solution to help 7-day-old Dash. The tiny foal was born a twin, but now has been rejected by his mother and is being victimised.
You look at this foal and the signs of rejection are written all over his body. He's got bite marks from her grabbing hold of him and essentially telling him to get lost. Wow, like mother, like son. Hey, don't you think he's getting enough from over here? If this couldn't get any harder for him, it just has, because his brother has now picked up on his mum's behaviour and he's also starting to bite him.
And this is where I think it's time to make a decision on what we're going to do, because I just feel sorry for him. He's just getting bashed about.
We have to take action.
Yeah.
Because that foal's only going to get more hurt and fall further behind.
Yeah.
The ideal situation for any foal is that it should be raised by its mother. She gives him food, but at the same time, she teaches him about life. She teaches him how to be a good horse. In this situation, though, it's just not possible. There is something we can do, but it involves a lot of work.
What's that?
Well, you're going to have to hand rear. There really is only one answer here. He has to be taken away from his mother and bottle raised. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, but it's going to be the kindest thing for him.
I travel a lot and I'm not always home, so I don't think it's an option for me to try and bottle rear it. But I have got a good friend in Hamilton who loves doing things like rear animals. He's got a few little ponies in the paddock that he could live with and have a pretty normal life and get onto the bottle. Yeah.
I think that we've reached that point.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I think it's quite important that it has some love in its life. It needs some loving, it needs some nurturing for it to survive and have a reasonable chance of life.
No, you don't believe it now, but you will be better off without him. Huh? You will, mate, come on.
Dash will leave his mum and brother immediately. His new home is at a farm just 30 minutes away.
The good news for this foal with being bottle raised is the fact he gets all the milk he needs. He'll catch up with his growth. He'll actually become probably as big, if not bigger than his brother. But importantly, he won't get picked on anymore. It's going to be okay, yeah? All right, let's do it. There's no doubt that Dash is a fighter. He's had to be just to survive up until this point. But what he's been missing is love. If he gets some of that, I've got no doubt he'll be a great horse one day.
Hey, buddy. How are you feeling today? Come on out. Let me have a look at you. Alison said it went really well.
At Sash, it's been 24 hours since Gulliver underwent delicate eye surgery to remove stray eyelashes growing inside his eyelids.
They look pretty good.
Tiny hairs were causing painful ulcers to develop on both eyes. Without treatment, the Australian miniature bulldog could have lost his sight.
Gulliver's making a great recovery. His eyelids are a little bit swollen and a little bit pink, but overall he's doing really well. You ready? Should we get out of here? I got someone in the waiting room for you.
Owner Jane hasn't seen Gulliver since his operation.
Come on, buddy.
I just want him to be happy and feeling happy and relaxed and hopefully with no pain.
Who's that? Not there. There.
Hello, sausage. How are you? Hello. Let's see you. Oh, hello, darling. How have you been? Good boy. So how did it go, Lisa?
Went really well. There were actually a lot of hairs there, so it took Alison quite a while to laser them all off, but she did it in the end. The eyelids are smooth and his eyes can heal, and that's what happened overnight.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they're pretty
darling.
good.
Look, you've got your blue eye back, honey.
The amazing thing is that Gulliver's ulcers have healed overnight, and that just goes to show how much damage those eyelashes were causing. I'm just so happy that this little guy is no longer in pain and his vision will be crystal clear.
All right, mate, let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, Gulliver.
Let's go.
Be a good boy.
Good boy. Oh, he looks wonderful. I can't wait to get him in the car and get him home to his family.
As for Pepper, the porker's test results are back.
All the evidence points to her having had parvovirus. She's now been vaccinated, which means there's no reason why in the future she can't have a big litter of piglets that are all happy and healthy.
So with Pepper sorted, it's time for Chris to say his goodbyes to the Hamilton Animal Health Clinic.
Well, Christabel, you promised me variety. You delivered. But until, I guess, you have more bulls or pigs or foals for me to look at, I've got to go.
It's been great having you. Thanks
It's been
so much.
really, really good. I'll see you soon. That's a 3, by the way. It's a good answer.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good boy. Hey, is that good?
8 weeks later, and the news is all good for little Dash, the foal which was being picked on by his mother and brother.
Oh, okay.
With love and attention from carer Jess,
Come on.
Dash is now thriving.
Chris definitely made the right decision removing Dash from his mum. So had he not been removed, he wouldn't have been able to survive.
Good boy.
He's growing at the rate that we really want him to be. He's drinking consistently. He loves to play. He's a really happy, healthy foal, and we're really happy with how he's going.
You know, I don't normally take time out of the clinic to go and visit art galleries, but today, there's a pretty good reason.
My saviour of the day, Chris.
How are you?
Oh, man, good to see you. Very good to see you.
Pressure on too early, all right?
No, but hey, man, anything that's going to help my bird is fantastic for me, so...
Chris is responding to a call for help from local gallery owner Maurizio.
This is Dr. Chris.
Hey, Pretty.
Say hello.
His best friend Pretty the galah has suddenly developed an unusual growth, and Maurizio is concerned.
Now, you're worried about this lump, is that the story?
On the right leg there, yeah.
The moment I lay my eyes on Pretty, straight away, I can see the lump. It's a big size. We're talking about sort of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That size.
It's a few centimetres. It's confusing the hell out of me.
Okay, but it has come up fairly quickly.
It's only in the last 3 months.
How old is he now?
He was 42 around September last year, so he's going on 43.
Wow.
43, yeah. I've had him since I was 11 years old.
Jeez.
Old story.
It's a big part of your life then?
A huge part of my life. He's been with me the whole time. Every day. I literally talk to him over the phone if I'm away. Someone will hold a phone to him, and yeah, he's a big part of the family.
There are a couple of things that worry me. He is getting on.
Yeah.
And look, in the same way as in people, the older they get, the more likely you are to have, I guess, more serious health problems.
Exactly, issues.
So, look, I think probably that the best thing is to get in there with him.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get a good look at that lump, but also, importantly, get a feel of that lump too.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
A lump that appears pretty suddenly is cause for enough concern as it is. But when you add on top of that the fact that Pretty is 42 years old, which is really middle to late age for galahs, yeah, we've got reason to be concerned.
Sweetie pie.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital sash, little Sachi is putting on a brave face after being savaged by another dog.
Was she picked up by the dog?
She was in a jaw lock.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll just take her out the back and just have a look at her.
Sachi saw another dog, and this dog was it's a lot larger than Sachi, quite a vicious dog, and started attacking Sachi and had Sachi in a headlock, and it was gruesome to see. It was vicious. It's heartbreaking. It's devastating.
Can I get a hand here? This dog was attacked by another dog. All right, sweetie.
Oh, she's really scared. It's okay, baby.
Whatever dog has attacked Sachi in the park has really injured her. She's in a lot of pain and she could have quite extensive injuries.
It's okay, you're okay. No, it's okay, baby. Sachi, it's okay.
She's really protective over that shoulder. She's just too sore at the moment. Let me touch the leg? Or not?
Sachi's distressed owners, newlyweds Mel and Ben, can't believe how a walk in the park has turned into such a nightmare.
In a situation like this, you almost go into survival mode, or, you know, it's just gut instinct. You do everything and anything you can just to get your animal out of that situation.
Quite a scary thing to sit there and witness, yeah.
Okay, honey, can we see what's happened? Can you let me have a look? All right, doll. Really not bearing any weight on that leg, are you, honey? The things we worry about with dog attacks are crushing injuries and puncture wounds. Puncture wounds can be like the tip of the iceberg. So on the outside we can just see a little puncture, but underneath a lot of damage can be done.
It's all right, babe. We'll get Dr. Chris to have a look at you.
In Wallara, Chris needs to examine Pretty. The 42-year-old galah has a massive lump growing on his leg, and the worry is that it could be cancerous.
Seeing the lump that's formed in the quick time that it has, it concerns me a hell of a lot. It's okay. Baby, get you. It's okay.
There's no denying it. To truly assess what is going on with this lump, I need to get in there and have a good look for myself.
Baby. Baby.
Given the fact that Pretty hasn't been handled for a number of years, it's not going to be easy.
Oh!
He's got the dominant position.
Hasn't he? If anyone gets close enough to him, he very much defends himself. It's going to be very interesting.
See, Pretty, what you don't realise is that I brought in my #1 bird controlling device. Currently, everything is in Pretty's favour. He's got the height advantage. He knows all the hiding spots, and he's got a pretty sharp beak.
You ever feel like your back's up against the wall, Chris?
Never. But what he doesn't realise is I've got the towel.
Let go. Let go. Good boy. Good boy.
So we just keep you nice and relaxed there, buddy.
With Pretty beginning to fret, Chris has to work fast.
Even though I've successfully managed to catch Pretty, the fact is we cannot delay this examination. It has to be done quickly because stress for a 42-year-old bird could be fatal.
That's okay, babe.
Okay,
You're all right.
You don't want to be like that?
We're not touching it. You're okay.
It's okay. You're okay.
You're all right.
It's okay. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl.
At Sash, Lisa is struggling to get a close look at Sachi's wounds.
Poor little Sachi is so terrified. She's just been attacked by a dog. She's completely traumatised, and now she's got a really sore area over her chest. Good girl, hon. Good girl. It's okay, hon.
Okay. It's okay,
Okay.
Mum. It's okay.
You all right?
It's okay. I know, it's a bit scary.
I'm just going to give Sachi some pain relief before I get anywhere near that wound. She's really, really sore, and she's not letting us have a closer look at it. Okay.
I'm going to make you feel better, okay? It's all right. Good girl. Good girl, Sach. Here you go. Very brave.
Good girl. You'll feel much better now, honey. All right, we won't touch you till that kicks in. Good girl. Hi, come through.
While Sachi's pain settles, Lisa reassures distressed owners Mel and Ben, who witnessed the terrifying attack.
It all happened in a few moments. So Sachi, they saw each other. Sachi went up, a bit of a yap, as she does, and the other dog just attacked, just went for it.
You poor things, it's really traumatic.
And you almost feel a little bit guilty.
Yeah. I'm looking at Ben and Mel, and I can see how traumatised they are. It must have been so frightening to see their precious little girl in the jaws of another dog, feeling helpless, like there's nothing they can do. And all they want now is for their little girl to get better, and they want us to do everything that we can. She's got a puncture wound. It's not like a big gaping open wound, but it's a couple of puncture wounds there, and then very tender over her shoulders. But I'd still recommend we do an X-ray of her chest just to make sure that everything looks normal. It's much safer to keep her in, if you can, so that we can observe her. If things go badly, we can pick it up instantly and get on top of it before it becomes a big drama. But she's going to come home. She'll come home eventually. She might need to stay here for a little bit, but we'll get her back to you. Okay? Yeah. All right. Hi, Miss Sachi. No jumping out. You give Mummy a cuddle.
No, it's okay.
No. Giving us all a fright.
Oh, that does look bad. No, it's okay, so just, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, Sarge, we're gonna look after you, darling. We'll look after her, I promise.
So this is the lump here, and it is tucked away in a tricky spot.
Chris is examining a lump on 42-year-old galah, Pretty.
Oh no.
He's hoping it's not cancerous.
We're looking at about 3 centimetres by 3 centimetres. It's movable.
Yep.
See that?
Yep.
Looking at it, it is a tumour. There's no doubt about that. So probably the most important thing is to get a sample of that. The chances of me being able to catch Pretty again are pretty small, so everything has to be done right now, including taking a sample of that lump.
Oh,
there we go.
Good boy.
It's all over.
You okay?
Hopefully in that sample there'll be enough to tell us exactly what type of cell is sitting in that lump.
Sure.
And from there we know what we're dealing with. After feeling this lump, I've got no doubt that it is a tumour, but what kind of tumour and what this tumour really means to Pretty and Maurizio is still a mystery. Have a look down here.
Yeah.
So just picking up this.
Yeah.
This is all his food scraps.
Yes.
So everything that he's eaten. If you go through it all, sunflower seed, sunflower seed. He is having breakfast, lunch, dinner, sunflower seeds.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
So this is important, and this may actually be relating back to what we're seeing right now. I'm going to take that sample back to the vet clinic.
Sure.
We're going to analyse that. But I've got a funny feeling right now that what's in my hand is as big a deal as what's in that syringe. All right. So I'll let you know as soon as I have some news.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very much appreciated.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Not sure if he wants to see you soon, but
I'm not going to make eye contact with him right now. We're clearly not talking.
I'm always optimistic, but he is a bird of a certain age. But I am worried about it, definitely, yes.
All right, darling,
It's okay,
we're just going to put this on you so that we can have a look. I'm just putting a muzzle on Sachi because she's really, really sore. I've given her some pain relief, but I want to make sure that I can have a look at that area without her trying to bite.
At Sash, Lisa is urgently trying to get a closer look at Sachi's injuries following a dog attack. And the petrified pooch needs a lot of gentle coaxing.
Little Sachi has been through so much in the last few hours. She's been attacked by a dog 4 times the size of her, been thrown around like a rag doll, and now she's in a vet hospital being poked and prodded around, and she is in agony. Yes, honey, can I have a look at the leg?
Okay. It's okay.
I think what we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. The skin wound doesn't look too bad, but I think it's the damage that's underneath there that's causing our problems.
It's okay, baby. I know, it's a little sore. It's a shoulder.
All right. I'm also really worried about Sachi's leg. She really doesn't like me touching it at all. I think what we're going to have to do is take an X-ray of her and examine her under sedation.
All right, let's see what we've got. Really, when you're dealing with a 42-year-old bird, I guess anything is possible when it comes to a lump. So I'm nervous because we just don't really know what we're dealing with here, and there's a lot of emotion at play.
At the Bondi Clinic, Chris is about to test the cell sample taken from Pretty the galah. The beloved pet of Maurizio recently developed a lump on his leg, and the concern is that it could be cancerous.
It looks like a kid's science project, but what I'm doing is actually using different coloured stains to essentially illuminate different parts of this sample. By doing that, I get a clearer picture about what's happening. Okay, let's take a look. That's interesting. So wherever I go, I'm seeing two things. Red blood cells, which are obviously meant to be there, but these white-looking cells, and they are everywhere. And even though they look like they're thousands of bubbles of nothing, they are something. And what they are is fat cells. And right now, that's all I need to know.
Oh, look at this bruising. Oh, darling, that looks really sore. Hey, the doggy really got you.
At Sash, little Sachi is now anaesthetised, so Lisa can finally get a really good look at her injuries.
Now that she's asleep, we'll be able to get some proper x-rays. X-rays of her chest actually look all right. It doesn't seem like that dog has punctured into her chest, which is a good thing. Now I'm just worried about the actual wounds and that shoulder. Sachi's x-rays don't show any obvious abnormalities. There are no signs of fractures or breaks in the bones. I'm worried that she might have some torn muscles or torn ligaments that are causing her not to be able to use that leg properly. I need Andrew, one of our surgeons, to have a feel and see what he thinks.
It's really swollen in here.
Just baffled to work out why she's in so much pain.
With the swelling over this area here, she's had a nasty bite to the pectoral muscles just in there. And I think that might be contributing to feeling a little bit floppy. She's certainly got a little bit of ligamentous damage in here, but I wouldn't be rushing to surgery in the first instance. I think we just need to give it a little bit of time and reassess.
Okay. So Andrew's examined Sachi and it looks like her injuries are not surgical at the moment. She has done a lot of soft tissue damage to that right shoulder. So we're going to flush out that wound, keep monitoring her and hope that she doesn't deteriorate.
Pretty, look who's here.
Hey, Pretty.
Il dottore.
Hello. How are you?
In Wallara, Maurizio is about to find out what the future holds for his best mate of 42 years, Pretty the galah.
So I do have the results from that sample we took. It is a lipoma. Essentially, Pretty has a lump there that's made up of fat cells.
Okay.
Now, that can continue to grow, and it can get to the point where it starts to affect his life. What's happening is that he's eating like a king. He's eating sunflower seeds day in, day out. They're all over the base of his cage there.
That's right.
Which are 30–40% fat.
Yeah.
So for him, he's eating all the calories he can possibly squeeze into that little body of his, but he's doing nothing about burning them off. And what happens in a galah's body when they get to this sort of stage is they actually start to produce these fatty lumps, almost out of desperation, as a way of sending the fat somewhere. So I could get in there now and operate, remove this lump. But he's 42 years old. What I think is going to be as effective is doing something else. So this is essentially the best medicine we can buy for Pretty right now.
Yeah.
Take these.
Jeez.
Silver beet. Some spinach.
Wow. Wonder drug.
Some kale.
Kale?
All right. So
good.
That is going to be what keeps him happy during the day.
Not happy with this. And now one thing I have to ask you too, let's fragrance sex, not fragrance sex, he loves his pasta. He loves pasta.
Don't tell me this.
He really loves pasta.
Maurizio is now telling me everything that he's ever fed Pretty. It's like some sort of confessional. And it's shocking. So what else does he love?
He likes steak too. He likes the fat off the steak as well. If I can give him sort of spinach and ricotta agnolotti, he doesn't mind it, but he likes a good veal tortellini. Baby, tell him that you like pasta. Tell him, it's not my fault. Will you say something in my defence, please? Yeah.
The tricky thing here is that Maurizio truly believes that he's been doing the right thing for Pretty by giving him what he sees as being a balanced diet. But there's no other way of looking at it. Pretty and Maurizio have ultimately been feeding this tumour. So he's going to eat himself skinny with this correct diet.
He's not going to like me.
He's going to get dessert spoon of millet. Stalk there. Pretty's path to enlightenment is pretty simple. A dessert spoon of millet twice a day, and then green veggies. Kale, silver beet, spinach, readily available. Do those and Pretty will be sitting pretty.
It's just hard to imagine going from pasta, cannoli, steak, fish, chicken, nuts, fruit, to what? 3 different types of grass, basically, and a little bit of millet seed. It's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting.
But the reality is simple. Unless Maurizio stops feeding Pretty fatty food and puts him on a strict diet, the senior citizen won't survive.
You have to promise me, no matter how much he complains, no matter how much he talks to you, no matter how much he probably asks,
and he will,
possibly in Italian, for pasta.
Exactly.
You cannot give in. Because if you give in, you shorten his life.
Yeah, exactly. Look, whatever needs to be done, as you said. You know, it'd be ridiculous to take his life to this extent and not let him live it out.
Did you just go?
It's a bit of an Italian thing when you sort of go like, yeah, maybe, huh? What's going on? Oh, it's going to be difficult. Definitely going to be difficult, but difficult versus health and life, there's going to be no comparison between the two. So I have to do something about it, and we are.
This Italian Australian is now eating salad. Pretty's already diving headfirst into his new diet and his life plan. But I really feel like the big test here is Maurizio. If he can not give in to temptation, if he can stay strong, then we've got a real hope of shrinking this tumour.
Ta-da, ta-da, baby. Thank you, Dr. Chris.
Hello, Elvis. It's your lucky day.
At the Australian Reptile Park, General Manager Tim Faulkner and his fearless keepers are about to feed Elvis.
Hello, Elvis. Look at this, buddy.
On the menu, a massive side of beef.
All animals require enrichment, and that's stimulation that is something different than what they do on any normal day. Now, this big food item for Elvis, it's going to get him excited, it's going to get his blood boiling, but it's also going to stimulate him and stimulate him into doing some natural behaviours, grabbing it, drowning it, and, exciting for us, death rolls and head shakes. So the idea is, once he grabs it, hopefully he rolls, breaks a bit off, and that's our cue. Get in there, get it out. He cannot eat that whole thing or he's not going to eat for a year.
That's the plan. But for Tim and Mike to get the meat to the edge of the water safely, Mick needs to distract Elvis.
Come on. Come on, mate.
Luring him to the other side of the pool.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, come on, come on.
It's a dangerous task. One wrong move and Mick could end up an entree.
Elvis is fired up. He's in attack mode. Mick is trying to get his attention, splashing the water, trying to get Elvis to turn. I don't want to move before he does because he's going to launch out of the water.
Come on, mate. Good boy. Come on.
And if history is anything to go by, this cranky croc won't think twice about making a meal of Mick.
Elvis has eaten a lot of strange things. A lawnmower, his girlfriends, and he's even eaten a camera. Where is he, Mick?
Oh, he's at the corner, he's at the corner.
Okay. Tell us when he's coming, Mickey.
Yep, very good.
Sit him down, nice and close. Okay, he's at the corner.
Just gonna bring him around. I'm just gonna jump in front of you for a second.
Yep.
Come on now. Come on, mate.
Mick's done his job beautifully. Elvis is fired up and he's coming fast. Now, Mike and I have got to grab the side of beef and launch it to Elvis. But who knows what he might do? I don't want him charging out of the water at us. That's what I'm worried about.
Now, the call I'm about to make it's not so much an animal in danger, it could be more the family.
Chris has just received an SOS from a mother in northwestern Sydney.
Hello, how are you?
I'm so relieved you're here.
Oh, I heard. Here you go, Chris.
Nick, nice
Nicola and her
Yeah,
family
where
are being
to go?
held hostage by a snake that has taken up residence in their roof.
These are my 3 little ones. And this is a good friend of mine, Louisa. And then this is my mother-in-law, Trish. She's out from the UK at the moment. So.
This happens all the time in Australia, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm pretty sure finding a big snake in your backyard is every parent's nightmare. When you're English, it's even more so. All right, shall we have a look at the snake now and check it out?
Oh, Lordy. Oh, it's moved.
It is awake.
Oh, wonderful.
The moment I see the snake, I know exactly what I'm dealing with. It's a diamond python.
Do they bite or?
Oh, they can if they're pushed.
Provoked, but it's not
stressed.
venomous. I absolutely can't bear snakes. I'm very snake phobic. I'm really hoping that Dr. Chris will be able to bring it down safely and take it away, far away from our house.
The mystery is what it's doing here, I guess. It could be resting.
Yeah.
It could be pregnant.
Yeah. It did have a very full belly yesterday.
Really? Going on that, it may be pregnant and about to lay a whole lot of eggs.
Oh, great. That's super.
You know, you thought having a litter of puppies was cute. Wait until you have a litter of snakes. Diamond pythons are found in coastal bushland areas. So the real mystery for me right now is what a large diamond python is doing under the eaves of a house in the suburbs of Sydney. It just doesn't make sense. So the plan's going to be to get up there and just have a bit of a look, and then I just need to move the snake in a few different ways until I can get a hold.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
What I don't know is what sort of state he or she is in and what sort of mood the snake is in. Does the snake have a name?
What do you call it?
Charlotte.
Charlotte the
Charlotte,
snake.
okay.
To catch Charlotte, Chris is going to need some help.
Who's going to be brave? Come on. Good on you.
Oh, Trish.
Can you just hold on to that for me?
Oh, Trish.
I might need that at one. I might need that at one stage.
Despite being absolutely terrified of snakes, Nicola's English mother-in-law Trish is determined to make this a holiday to remember.
You good there, Trish? Still with me? Don't go running away on me.
Snakes just make my blood run cold, they really do. Snakes are not me at all.
I'm just trying to get a bit of an idea about how big she is and what sort of mood she's in and what she's up to here.
Oh my gosh. She's quite long.
It's big. Normally a diamond python is, say, 2 metres long. This one is pushing 3. Wow, okay, she's very big in the middle of the belly there.
Charlotte is turning out to be a bigger challenge than Chris anticipated.
The fact is, this snake likes its location. It's chosen it for a reason. So for me to get in there and try to move it away, it's not going to like it.
But as soon as Chris attempts to grab Charlotte, the cranky snake is on the run.
So she's just trying to edge away there.
I certainly wouldn't want to be up there because the snake's looking like a bit cross that Dr. Chris is pulling on it. It could turn around and have a bite.
Not many people are happy about being dragged out of bed, and this snake is no different. She's not happy, she's showing it.
Oh my gosh.
Where is he, Mick? Oh, he's at the corner. He's at the corner.
Okay. Tell us when he's coming, Mickey.
Yep, very good.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Tim and the team are about to feed Elvis.
Sit him down, nice and close.
The scary 5-metre croc is going to be fed a massive side of beef to try and stimulate his natural predatory behaviour.
Come on now. Yep, ready?
Right.
He's
Watch
coming in.
that, 3. On the rope.
Nice.
Once he grabs it, the first thing he does is takes it straight underwater and tries to drown it.
He's got it.
Oh, look at that. While Elvis is drowning his prey, we need to now get the rope around the tree, tie it off, keep some pressure on it, because that's what he wants to feel, that there's still that pressure there, that it's a big food item. It'll make it feel bigger and he'll go into a death roll. How good was that? And powerful. You can see him starting to move. Here he goes. Wow, that was incredible. Now, he didn't just roll once, but a few times. Crocs use the death roll because they don't have a knife and fork like us. They need to be able to roll and break through bone, muscle, tissue, sinews, and break off a piece that's small enough for them to swallow. And that's about the size of a basketball.
Oh. Straight through the ribs.
Good boy. That's where we want. Jeez. Hey, there we go. That's a good one. All we're waiting for now is for him to break that last corner off. He might do another roll or two, but then he's just going to shake it off. That's when we take cover. Here he goes.
Okay, boys, got it. Let's get it.
Elvis has ripped a piece off about the size of a football. Now, he has to come up to swallow it, or it'll take a lung full of water. Now, before he does that, we got to get that big chunk out, or he's not going to eat for a year. Chunk out. Yep, chunk out. Beauty. That was amazing. Crocs, truly awesome. And he's unharmed, we're unharmed. We got to see a side of Elvis that we wanted to see. And what makes me happiest is just thinking about how Elvis must feel right now.
It's good.
Well done.
Yeah. Got it, rolled it, ate it, and burped.
Yeah, classical croc, eh?
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Good boy.
Gosh, oh my gosh.
In suburban Sydney, Chris is struggling to catch Charlotte, the diamond python that has taken up residence in Nicola's roof.
This girl is bigger than I thought, stronger than I thought, and is holding on tight, fighting against my every movement. But all of a sudden, let's go.
Oh my gosh.
And comes crashing down and nearly lands on Trish. Not scared of snakes, Trish? Okay, now she's annoyed. It's all right, guys.
After a struggle, Chris manages to get the feisty intruder under control.
So before we put her in, what we might do is just check her out.
Dr. Chris is just having a look to see if she's okay.
Feeling down her scales, there's the occasional small lump, which is most likely to be a skin parasite, which is common in wild snakes. But it's the big lump that I'm most interested in. That's most likely a meal that she's had. There's no other way of putting it. Charlotte has a pot belly, and given the location, about halfway down her body, this is her stomach. So sitting in that stomach is a meal she's had recently.
I do hope it hasn't got that little dog next door.
I would say, looking at the size of that, we're talking about either a bird or even a small possum. So I'd say what's happened is she's had a big meal and she's been trying to digest that. And so rather than just sit idle out in the bush where she's vulnerable, she's actually come and sought some shelter here with you guys.
Well, I'm glad we helped.
Fortunately for Charlotte, it's a clean bill of health.
Whilst this has been exciting for the kids and the adults, I think everyone would be a lot happier once Charlotte's in the bag. Well done for fighting your fears.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You've helped me overcome them.
You can tell the folks back home all about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be famous for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and they'll probably never ever come to Australia hearing about this.
No. Australian wildlife. Well, I think I've seen enough for now.
See you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye, Charlotte.
Thank you. Bye.
We've all overindulged at dinner time, but now it's time for Charlotte to go and sleep it off in a more suitable location. It's time to find you a rock rather than a roof. Let's go.
Later that afternoon, Chris has found a new home for Charlotte, the diamond python he captured at Nicola's house.
Someone's a bit fidgety.
The enormous snake's new address is nearby bushland, not too far away from where she was found.
Yeah, this looks good. It's got plenty of trees around. So they like to climb through, but also plenty of rocks to obviously lie on and get some warmth from, but also have a bit of protection from any sort of predators.
Oh, you are keen.
After that big meal, Charlotte certainly got a taste of the big city, but now I'd say it's time for a big sleep. Maybe just small, bite-sized meals now. Seeing how quickly she's managed to get up to the top of that tree just shows you that getting up into Nick's roof there, it wouldn't have been a stress whatsoever. Somehow I think this tree is where Charlotte's going to stay until she feels a bit lighter. So you go.
Hey, Sachi! Guess what time it is, hon? It's time for you to go home. Do you want to go home? Come on. Oh, good girl, Sach. I know, we won't touch the leg. That's a girl. Oh, good girl. Hey, how's that looking? Hey, that's so much better.
At Sash, it's good news for brave little Sachi. Her bite wounds are on the mend and she's well enough to go home.
Should we go see Mum? And see Mum? Let's go.
Owner Mel can't wait to be reunited with her little girl.
The whole dog attack incident has been extremely hard. It's made us really realise that anything can happen in a split second and just how, precious, a life is. So just can't wait to have her home.
Oh, look who's there. Hello. Sachi.
As we walk down the corridor and she sets her sights on Mel, Sachi practically jumps out of my arms, starts running around the place like this little puppy, so excited to see her mum.
It's good to pat her. She's so crazy excited though.
But the experience doesn't seem to have tempered the tough pup.
Sachi.
Clearly she hasn't learned her lesson.
Sachi, what did we talk about?
As I'm sitting here explaining to Mel Sachi's home care, Sachi starts yapping and barking at every dog that walks into the waiting room. Mel has got a big job ahead of her to control this little one.
Hey, you're going to be on a lead all the time. You know that. If you keep behaving like this, no more dog parks. That's it.
Sachi, no barking, no barking. No barking?
You've already been chomped. You don't want it happening again. No, you don't. You've been very lucky this time. If you go do that to another big dog, things could be a lot worse. You're lucky it was just your leg.
Come on, say
goodbye. You're going to be a good girl for Mummy? You be a good girl, okay? You be a good girl.
Thank you for helping me.
Our
fixing
pleasure.
me.
You're a very lucky girl.
My job is done here. I feel confident that Sachi's physical injuries will heal with time.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
and
you.
I hope it never ever happens again. But it's Mel that's got a big job ahead of her to train Sachi to make sure that she never picks a fight with a big dog ever again.
Where's my little girl? Where's my little girl?
I don't think anyone enjoys being on a diet, but with Pretty, the hope was it would actually help him avoid a surgery. I'm just not sure he's going to appreciate that fact.
You find out you haven't been eating your grains, you know what you're going to get, don't you? More biopsies.
It's been 4 months since Chris last saw Pretty and Maurizio.
Hey, Dr. Chris.
How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not checking up, but I am checking up.
Now Chris is back to see whether these two best mates have stuck to the prescribed diet and whether the tumour on Pretty's leg has shrunk.
Pretty used to be on a diet of almost everything, but the highlights: cashews, pasta, ravioli, sunflower seeds, salami. Now, just kale, spinach, silver beet and millet. I think you look amazing. I just want to prove it to myself. There's not much of a swelling there that isn't his leg. Whereas before, there was a real separation where you had a big, thick bubble coming up.
But it was huge before.
He looks healthier. You know, we think that healthy living has its advantages.
Eat your greens.
Even for someone like me who works with animals all the time, I find it amazing that you can actually shrink down a tumour just by using the right food. But it's exactly what's happened with Pretty.
It's great news for both Pretty and Maurizio.
As hard as it has been to stick to this diet, I'm very happy, obviously, that I've seen the tumour go down myself. Well, I'm happy because he's going to have a longer life and hopefully a better quality of life. Chris, thank you. I do appreciate it very much.
Good luck. For Maurizio and Pretty, they've been together for 42 years, and thankfully, this simple change in his diet could give them 42 more years.